Hello, Stingray. What's up, Ahmed? How you doing, bro? It's doing well. Hear myself. Okay. Yeah, awkward. How are you today? I'm doing good. Hello, Awkward's father. Hope you're doing well, man. I don't know where I should put my chat. Like maybe like this. I want to check something with the chat, real quick. What if I spam the chat like this? Hey. Does the chat, like, I don't know how the chat looks from that perspective. There is an echo for me? Echo? Let me see why. Because I'm open. My stuff is open somewhere. Let me see. Let me find out why. Okay, here it is. That's why. Now you're not gonna have an echo. You're fine. Should be okay. Hello, Slim. Yeah, Awkward, are there any Doomfist guides you would recommend for beginning gold level players? I don't have a Doom guide. I should make a Doom guide. I haven't watched good Doom guides, if I'm being honest with you, man. So I don't know where you would watch a good Doom guide because I haven't seen any Doom guides that I can confirm or deny they're good. Hey guys, only fun complex ones? Yeah, that's the problem with most educational stuff, right? Everything's just complex. Is everything okay? Is everything good in terms of the mic? Work good? What's up, guys? Are you planning to do any unranked GM any soon? Anytime, perhaps. Tell us about your gym program, up or lower? After the stream, I'm gonna hit the gym. Not upper lower, sorry. I mean, yeah, upper lower I do. Yeah, not.
Hello there.
You're making me want to load up some Overwatch. Everything sound good? You can load Overwatch if you'd like. Now I'll do these as well for Marvel Rivals. Depends on how well this is going to go, you know? So essentially, can you not play Doom? Of course I can play Doom. I love how all of your educational content still remain relevant though the game gets changed so often. Yes, because the game, while it changes the numbers and it adds perks here and there, it doesn't change how it's being fundamentally played. How are you, my god? I'm doing good. So today what we're going to do is, for full transparency, full disclosure. Privet Awkward. I have a difficult time reading long Russian sentences, so it's English only, guys. Do you have any plans for unranked for Ramatra? No, but I'll make Ramatra guide in the future. The thing about tanks, guys, I'm gonna be completely honest. If you notice that my tanks guide have significantly lower views than than any other role. Tank is just not a very popular role. Doesn't mean that I forget about you, yeah, but you have to understand that my priority list not about tanks, simply because less people play tank. So for the sake of transparency, what we're gonna be doing today, we're gonna do the regular VOD reviews that we do on Sunday. However, it's going to be 6 gifted for a VOD review. My VOD reviews are gonna be constructive, straight to the point. I'm gonna I'm gonna show you exactly what you're doing wrong, and I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do it right and start ranking up. So if you've ever been hesitant about joining Rank Up Academy or booking private coaching, this would be like a good trial for you to have. So full disclosure, this is essentially what I'm doing here. It's a promotion for rankupacademy.gg and private coaching to those who are interested in something a little bit more private and more intense, let's put it that way. So this is gonna give you a pretty good idea of what you can expect from Rank Up Academy or private coaching, and definitely more. This way, people get VOD reviews for essentially a very low price point compared to Rank Up Academy or anything else. They'll rank up, and I get to grow my audience.
Never turn your back on a threat.
I do singular coaching session, however, they're significantly more expensive than Rank Up Academy. And Rank Up Academy is $75 a month. And the price in the future is going to rise. Just like it did previously.
Weakness punished.
Thanks for your Rank Up videos on YouTube. It's the best thing I've seen. Love from Russia. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. Спасибо за поддержку. How much again? Again what? Like the VOD review? 6 gifted subs for a VOD review on stream today. Rank Up Academy, $75 a month. Private coaching, it really depends on the amount of time. You'd like an hour, you'd like more than an hour, you'd like just a VOD review, just live coaching. Depends. But they're significantly more expensive than Rank Up Academy. Do you have any tips for learning languages? No, because I never really tried to learn languages. Just kind of languages that I've known since I grew up. And English was mostly from playing video games. Hebrew is my native tongue, and Russian is I speak because my parents speak it, and they taught it to me when I was a kid. How many of you, by the way, chat? How many of you, both YouTube or Twitch, how many of you actually ever received a VOD review before? How many of you like got a VOD review before, and how did it go?
Pathetic.
Hey, Suki. Well, you guys tapping it out. Let me get some water. How many of you received a VOD review before? Got VOD reviews in Rank Up Academy. How did it go? I'm gonna get one after I finish the assignments. Very good. Never had a VOD review. Do you play Overwatch regularly? I didn't know Awkward knows Russian. I do. Not the best Russian in the world, but enough to have a conversation.
What a shame.
What are Marvel Rivals? Today it's just not Marvel Rivals time. Never just VOD review myself or watch VOD reviews about the characters I play. So when you VOD review yourself, how do you know what to look for? Or like what do you play and how do you know what to look for? Areas. I got one of the 30-second coaching in YouTube besides that never. Oh, you were a part of the 30-second coaching that I had on my TikTok and my shorts. Well, Ninju, you know, you've been in my chat for quite a bit, and I take it that you're somebody who's actually care about improving. So out of curiosity, how come you never wanted to get a VOD review? In general, like, how come you never had a VOD review? By anyone? Zenyatta and play aggressive on purpose to see what I can get away with. Yeah, but still, how do you know what to look for? So like, let's say you play aggressive. How do you identify the mistake or if it was good? Because sometimes you can make a really bad play, but it will work because the enemies are just not good enough capitalizing on it. Money, but I'm sure they're like very cheap options out there, right, for VOD reviews. I'm sure you can find somebody who's gonna review your VOD for like $10, or you know. Probably you can find somebody who'll do it for free as well. So out of curiosity, how come you never try? What includes in Marvel Rivals Academy Weekly? You have it's a monthly thing, but you have a VOD review, live coaching. You have access to other people VOD reviews and live coaching. You have access to consistent feedback through assignments, which is essentially sending clips, and the coach reviews them for you. You could also just ask a friend at GM to watch a game with you. Yeah, you could, but no, that's my question. Like, the people who don't do VOD reviews or never done VOD review, how come? And the people who did VOD reviews, like for example, the guy saying like a GM friend to look at your VOD. So when it happened, well, were you happy with how your friend in GM reviewed your VOD? Do you think the feedback was good? Did it help you? How many times a week is live coaching? Well, there's multiple sessions a week for people. For you, each person in the membership receives one live coaching and one VOD review, and throughout the month he has the assignments that he receives, which are also part of the feedback, and to ensure consistency. I would rather just play the game. Well, massive dog. For example, what if somebody told you, you know, the likelihood of you ranking up after getting a good VOD review is significantly higher than just playing the game. So basically, what I'm telling you is, for example, if I told you, which I am telling you, not if I told you, that with a 20-minute VOD review and 2-hour gameplay, you would accomplish more than 10 hours of gameplay. Would you care, or do you not really care about improving in the game? Because if you don't care about improving, that's completely fine. There's no problem with that. When I watch other streamers and I say I like your content, they switch and treat me like I'm silly for liking them. Yeah, but that's kind of Overwatch, you know? Question myself, would I get away with this or not? Better players? Yeah, but how would you know if you can get away with it against better players? What gives you an indication? What gives you a conclusive answer? I will get away with it, or I will not get away with it. Just playing the game doesn't always help. Watching your replays helps quite a bit, let alone someone else predicting it. You know, I absolutely agree that just playing the game is not enough for the vast majority of people, because the vast majority of people, of course, play the game, but as you can see, most people are stuck in gold and plat. And it's not like they're new players. Most people who are stuck in low and plat are definitely not new players. They've been playing Overwatch for a while, and they do play the game, but it just doesn't really help. How did the Torp challenge only go? It's on YouTube, man. Check it out. Lobamato. After watching you awkward, I'm on the road to Masters. That's awesome. So silly of them. I feel like you wouldn't care if I watch other streamers. I wish other streamers didn't care to like your content. Your content just resonates with me. Mad, right? Awkward is just a guy, man. Focus on himself to grow and get good. I don't understand how people can hate. Yeah, I really don't care that you watch other streamers. I mean, don't really care less, I'll be honest. I want advice on how to position yourself in maps like Runasapi for some offer. I don't do it. It's your time to shine, Eris. It's your time to shine. You can be the first guy to get a VOD review.
Hey there. Greetings.
Pretty sure it's your crosshair config. It's just a .4 and my game crashed. It's a .4. It's just a .4 green color. Do you collect any stats from Rank Up Academy, such as rank improvement, game time, or perceived fun through something like surveys? I think that will be very interesting. Yes, of course. I do run service. And I also check frequently on, you know, the progress of Rank Up Academy members. So divide into two. There's Marvel Rivals and there's Overwatch. With Overwatch, well, I don't have the exact specific number on top of my head, but last time I checked, over 90% of Rank Up Academy members throughout all time have ranked up in Rank Up Academy. And in Marvel Rivals, it's actually been, I believe, 99%. 99% of people in Rank Up Academy Marvel Rivals have ranked up. I think there was only one person who didn't rank up. Have you ever been silenced in Overwatch? Never been silenced in Overwatch, no. I started playing Overwatch again after playing Rivals for a while, and I can get over the footsteps down. It feels like everyone's cheating. VOD reviews today? Yes, sir. Maybe good to publish the stats testimonials Rank Up Academy page. Yeah, I'm working on a new website. I know the website as it is right now, let's just say, it's not the best thing, but you know, I'm like, you know, I can't always have the best thing, but I prefer for it to exist and not necessarily be the best. The website. You got silenced because of new emojis? I used the new emojis. I didn't get silenced. I mean, maybe I didn't check. Hey man, returning to Overwatch after 6 years. Used to be around mid-masters, mainly Luciana. Given only supports, I know it's about how I can play, how good I can play, but which seems stronger in your opinion, Lucio or Ana? Both are pretty good. I would play Ana. I think that Ana is stronger than Lucio, or at least more consistent win. But they're like in Rank Up Academy.g, I have a bunch of testimonials, yeah. Yeah, 6 gifted for a VOD review. So if you've ever considered supporting the stream, because that's what we're gonna be doing today. For subs, so each person, if you gift 6 gifted, you'll get a VOD review on the spot. On the spot. First come, first serve, of course, you know. Why 6? Well, because I decided to be because I think it's a little bit cooler than 5. Six is like 5 gifted and you sub as well, you know? It's cooler than 5, you know? Could be 5 gifted and just a you sub, or 6 gifted and no sub, whatever you want. I'd like to see the milkshake sub badge around. But I'm already sub, so for you it's 5 gifted. If you're a sub, it's 5 gifted. And it's also 1 per person. 1 VOD review per person. So if you got VOD reviewed, you will not get VOD reviewed again. At least not anytime soon. So you will VOD review any game or my recent best because I already recently been performing the game. Well, we're gonna look. You can send me whatever code you want. Preferably just an average game, not one that you stomped or not one that you got stomped. Something like a 15-minute game that was close. Win or lose. Preferably a loss, but can be a win as well if it was close. Too much for me? That's alright. Have a bunch of free content. How do I get more consistent aim? Play more aggressive. If I had any money, brother, that's okay. Understandable. Also, by the way, if I forgot to add it to the rules, but if you like to gift somebody a VOD review, that is also okay. So if you gift 6 subs and decide, okay, I want somebody else to be VOD reviewed, like, you know, I would like to give 6 VOD reviews to Zombie Alex. That is also okay. You can do that as well. So for already people who are subbed, it's 5. For people who are not subbed, it's 6. Experimental dubstep, that's pretty cool. I need to play a game real quick to get a VOD. Let's do it. Wait, don't have any games recently? Alright, work your shit on this week. That's awesome. Good for you, man. It's pretty good. What do you play? More value to just join Rankedup Academy? I agree. I agree. But sometimes people are like unsure of where they're getting at, so this is a really good opportunity to understand what is a small, like a part of what you're gonna get in Rankedup Academy. So it's a promo, you know. Like I'm a transparent person. This is a promo. This is a win-win for everybody. Somebody gets to get VOD reviewed, know exactly what his mistakes are and how to fix them, and he will rank up. He will know exactly about Rankedup Academy. More people are, because of the gifted subs, more people are gonna join the stream. Win, 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 win for in every side, you know. I can give one VOD review to anybody.
Awkward is
ask that on. Okay, we have our first guy, Eris. Eris Joseph is gifting 5 subs because he's already a sub. So, Eris, send your code over. Send your code over. Okay, Anton, thank you for the 5 gifted.
He thinks just because he goes
So
to the gym,
it's like the line of people who gifted. So first we're doing Eris, then we're doing Anton. Just want to bear in mind, guys, this is not going to be some boring ass 2-hour VOD review. It's gonna be precise, straight to the point, and if you have any questions, you can ask. But what I will guarantee is that you will know exactly what it is that you're doing wrong, and you will know exactly what it is that you need to do to get better. All right. Give me some time. Okay, so is it cool if Anton goes before you? If he's ready? If Anton goes before you. Hello, Feltron. Since he needs a little bit of time, Anton, wanna go first? Hey, Awkward, my break's in a minute. Just want to say good evening and have a good stream. Thank you so much, man. Have a good one. Enjoy your work day. On Discord, you put the link for yesterday's stream. Whoops. Like on the YouTube, you mean? Okay, let me fix that. Let me fix that. Oh, man. You're right. You are right. Can you give Marvel Rivals VOD reviews right now? No, we're gonna do a separate day for Marvel Rivals. It's very likely going to be next week. So Marvel Rivals I'm also gonna do next week. Today is just Overwatch. Next week is gonna be Marvel Rivals, or either it could be this week again. It depends on how this is going to go. Okay. So our first guy is gonna be Anton, Keith, and also Varian. They got a 5 gifted.
Just because he goes to the gym,
just to make sure I keep everything in queue, we have Anton, and then we have Eris, and then we have Varian. So I just type this out for myself so I remember.
Awkward is pathetic. He thinks just
so it's 5 gifted if you are a sub, and if you're not a sub, it's 6 gifted. Or if you'd like to sub yourself and then send 5 gifted, it's also okay. Okay. Thank you, by the way, Varian. Appreciate it. Varian, sorry. Okay, let's look at the code of Anton. So Anton, what is your rank and what do you play?
Ready for battle.
Who are you in this game and what do you play? Who's talking the sub sound? Some guy on YouTube. Hey, what's up, gaming? How you doing, man? Good to see you here. How the games have been going for you? Fisher. So you're Ashe player. What is your rank?
Ready.
It's 6v6, it's fine. Even if it's 6v6, it's okay. It's the same problems regardless. Plat. Can I quickly ask you real quick, can you what is your damage per 10? What is your deaths per 10? Can you please let me know? They've been good, definitely getting better, losing rank while limit testing. Appreciate you, man. What is your rank right now, gaming? If you don't mind me asking, Anton, again, I'd like to know what your damage per 10 is on Ashe and what is your, this season specifically. Damage per 10 and deaths per 10. I'd like to know about these stats. Platinum 2, okay. Damage 10.4k, okay. And deaths per 10? That's 4.8. Okay. Pretty good overall. Deaths are low. Damage is pretty okay. If I'm being fair with you, I think that your damage can be a lot higher compared to the amount of deaths that you have. So like you have pretty low deaths. I would expect more damage. We're gonna see exactly what is going on. Hermano, thank you for the 5 gifted. You're gonna be the 4th in queue. Okay, so let's begin. Let me put this right here. Boom. Let's go. Okay, so I'm assuming you're hiding from the Hanzo. Like you pick here, you shoot. Is the Hanzo low? Yes. Is he gonna get healed? Yes. However, you apply really good pressure here. The problem after you apply good pressure, he's shooting at you one time and then you assume that he's gonna hold the angle forever. But you have to understand, a Hanzo cannot just stand here and aim at a wall, at a blank wall and do nothing for the entire time. So yes, you peek, you hide. You're like 2 seconds later, you can just re-peek again. Or you can also switch a position. Like, oh, I'm scary here. You can just drop down. But he can't just be AFK for so long. This is AFK, 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 AFK. Now you peek. Now, Anton, in your opinion, what do you think is the problem here? Holding the same position for too long. Yes, exactly. So look, what do you do here? Damage, boom. He's low, right? He's low. He's pushing back. He's scared for his life. These people are also being slightly pushed back. You know, you guys are applying pressure. This guy's using overload. You guys are applying pressure to him. So when they go back, as I always say, you go forward. So essentially, you did damage. You forced them to go back. You forced cooldown. Now it's time to just continue the aggression. If people are on the ropes, you want to keep punching. So he goes back, he's low, boom, you drop here, you can kill him. If you just dropped here, I promise you, Anton, you would have killed him. You would kill him, all of a sudden you guys are +1, big advantage, easy work. You probably win the fight, only if you just don't feed, which, well, you clearly don't, as of right now. But you see, you let him get behind cover, you let him get healed, and he didn't, you had an advantage, and he didn't press on the advantage. Staying. Here, this guy, that coach gun, even though you're still in a passive position, the fact that you used it to get into an aggressive angle that you can shoot, you see that there's a very big difference. You have an advantage. Fuck, I can see coach gun. Boom, shoot this guy out of the sky. It's like, okay, I have the advantage. These people are low. Let me see if I can capitalize, which you did. And at the first 20 seconds, you were semi-AFK, but now you're starting to apply pressure. Was the coach gun amazing? Well, no, because he could have just pressed forward earlier, and this whole thing would have been over like 10 seconds ago. But yeah, but you see the difference between when you play more aggressive and capitalize on the advantages after you're aggressive. So you play fairly aggressive here. That's a fairly aggressive position. You shoot. What are you trying to create? An advantage. How do you create an advantage? Of course, with damage. What happens when you shoot? Enemies get low, run away. Enemies get low, use cooldowns. Enemies get low, switch positions, which means I can get into a better position, a more aggressive position. But the problem is that you shoot and you don't move into an aggressive position. And that's why people just go behind cover and get healed and the fight goes nowhere. Look here, right now, you killed Hanzo. Your Sojourn killed Echo. They literally have no DPS right now. They have 2 tanks, 2 supports on point, and they're on the ropes. You have a clear advantage. What should you do? Pretty straightforward. Capitalize on the advantage. You should be moving here, boom, shooting these guys are dead. Because that's it. It's just all you have to do is just press the advantage. Because if you don't, you essentially give them the opportunity to bring this back. Because look, how come your entire team, Sojourn here, Torb here, Ana here, Kiriko here, how is it possible that out of all the people right now sitting in the game, in your team, you're the guy that is standing the furthest back? You guys are playing the most passive out of all of your team. How is it possible, Anton? Think about it for a second. So I want to clarify something after Anton gives his answer. What do you say about that, Anton? But I kind of played more safe than I need to on Ashe. Exactly. Especially after the conversation that I had yesterday about playing aggressive. So, Anton, it's very interesting because, I always say stats matter. So what did I tell you just by asking your stats here before looking at the VOD? I told you your deaths are low. Your deaths are 4.8 with 10.5k damage. I said good deaths, but they're very low. They're very low, and your damage doesn't show for them being that low, right? Because if I play Ashe, for example, my deaths are going to be higher than 4.8. They're going to be like 5.2, 5.3, but my damage is going to be significantly higher. And why is that? Because I play more aggressive positions. I die more, but I do more damage. But for you, you die very low. 4.8 death is very low. Like, it's very low. You have to understand, it's really good. But it's only really good if it's traded for damage and kills. So even before looking at your VOD, I could already tell you, you don't do enough damage for your deaths. And in literally 1 minute of gameplay, 40 seconds of gameplay, what did we notice? You play too passive. You play too passive. I like this coach gun. You messed up, but I like this coach gun. But this coach gun that you did right here, you should have done that like 5 seconds ago. 5 seconds ago, you could have already been here. You should have been where the Sojourn was, just without feeding. She went here, all you had to do was stay here and shoot. That's what you had to do. Why? You have an advantage, you want to capitalize on the advantage. Like, notice how fairly passive you play. Here, like, look. Here, great. You move forward. Let me ask you something, Anton. When you walk here, when you play really passive here, notice how passive you play. You play with your supports to the backline. I mean, I'm not saying that this is not a good position. It's good because you don't have fall off here. But what is preventing you from walking here right now, for example? Quick question. What is preventing you from walking here? It's not a trick question. It's a genuine question. I think I'm waiting for the concept of preventing it, but I'm asking you, like, if you are walking here, is there something wrong with this position for you? Here, literally here, like where I'm looking. If instead of standing here, it would go here. Do you think there's anything wrong with that position? I guess not. There is something wrong with that position because you're going to be in front of enemies that are going to be looking at you. These supports are walking. They see an Ashe here. Moira just shoots at you, right? Because they'll be paying attention to you. However, look at how this plays out. Here, as soon as they start crossing and healing the half HP bull, do these players pay attention to you whatsoever, at any way, shape, or form? The answer is no. So you can allow yourself to play a little bit closer. I'm not saying you should walk to the middle of point, but you can allow yourself walk here, so it's easier to hit the dynamite. Walk here, so it's easier to hit the shots. Walk here, so you have no damage fall off. I would personally even coach gun up here or coach gun up there, but I don't think you have it yet. Pretty sure you don't have it yet. Oh, you do. Coach gun here, coach gun here. You just clean up the fight. It's over. This is plat, by the way. But you notice how you kind of play passive here. You started to play more aggressive, which is good. And by the way, you hit every shot when you play more aggressive simply because you're a little bit closer. This I like, but again, look. This whole staring again. Nice coach gun. You see Echo there. You try to go for the Echo. Is the Echo paying attention to you, Anton? Is the Echo paying attention to you? The answer is no. Go here. If she's not paying attention, you get at least 1-2 shots before she turns around when she's busy with other people. So, like, worst case scenario, she turns around and then these guys shoot at her, right? Which is okay. Best case scenario, she still keeps shooting. You shoot from the side. But again, what do? You take the passive route. Like, do I really want to get close to the echo? Let me just... And then you end up not shooting. You end up not shooting. Yeah, you end up getting the kill, but you have to understand that you can get away with much more than you do right now.
Captured. Escort.
Here, fight is over, Anton. What are you doing right now? Fight is over. You guys capped. They're respawning. What are you doing right now? And what do you think you should be doing, more importantly? Miggy, no spoilers. Miggy, no spoilers. Exactly, pushing forward. You have no business hugging here. Why? Because there's no damage here. Right? So you go here, you shoot a bit. Like at this point, you're 86% ult charge. You walk here. Do you think this position is dangerous whatsoever? Look at this. If you stand here, do you think this position is dangerous to you whatsoever? I'm kind of looking for damage there. Yeah, but the thing is, it's too far away. It's too far away, and you're waiting for people to show up on your screen instead of just walking up to them. And also, why do you want enemies to cross space and go to the objective for free when you can prevent them from doing it so easily? Because, for example, let's say the Juno is here, and you're here shooting. Do you think the Juno can just walk forward? No, she can't. She's like, somebody needs to force you out of that position. So you buy a lot of time, you build a lot of charge, and if you shoot the enemy Moira, she uses Spade, she uses Orb. If you shoot the enemy Juno, all of a sudden she uses Flight. She uses Ring. You force cooldowns before the fight, do damage before the fight, and that gives you a clear advantage. You say probably. No, you're not really in danger here. How could you be in danger? What could a Moira from over there do anything to you? Nothing. What could a Juno from over there do to you? Nothing. What could a Sigma from over there do to you? Nothing. And like worst case scenario, if somebody somehow sneaks up on you, which by the way would be nearly impossible, because if you're doing damage before the fight, you are also scouting before the fight. You see exactly where they're coming from, therefore it's very difficult to surprise you. Worst case scenario, somehow Bull rolled over from the sky and just decided to go for you. Okay, you just coach gun back to your team, would have been fine. If I push there, the rest of the team stays on point, so what? How do you die here? You can't die. I'm not saying you're gonna kill 5 people, but you can't die. You can't die. Moira cannot kill you from there. Sigma cannot kill you from there. Juno cannot kill you from them. And once you get closer, when they walk forward towards you, you just slowly walk back. And if again somebody surprises you somehow super fast, okay, coach gun. You coach gun from here to here, you're fine. You're good. But in principle, you're playing way too passive. This, by the way, these shots, they don't do much. This, you see, like, this is your damage from here. Look at this damage. This was a nice headshot, but look at this. You shot her. What is this? Look at the HP. Look at the HP. Nothing. You could have shot her like this 6 times and nothing would have happened. She would have just hid behind the wall and Moira would have healed her for half a second and she would be full HP again. So this does nothing for you. This is damage. It doesn't lead up to a kill. This does nothing for you. Instead of being here, boom, I walk up here, I throw a dynamite. And the reason why I want to walk up here to throw a dynamite, because, look, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to throw a dynamite here to here and actually hit it. They see it coming. It's much more difficult to hit it when it's far away from you. And long range. But you see how stationary you are? Okay, kill on the ball. What do? Stay in the same position. Okay, kill on the ball. It means this position is cleared for me. Boom, I go over here. Boom, I maybe go over here. That's a risky position, but at least I can say it's aggressive. You know, if you push comes to shove, you can coach gun, but you can coach gun out of the way, but you also have Kiriko next to you. But notice how you're always the guy that is sitting at the back. Out of all the teammates that you have, everyone is pushing. Somehow you stay at the back when you should be the first guy to capitalize on the advantage. Oh, Bolt did. Let me see how I can capitalize on the advantage. Also, I would have loved for you to use your dynamite. Now, I don't hate the Bob, but I don't think the Bob was necessary because you already got 2 picks. Ball is dead. Ball is dead. Moira is dead. Your team is full HP. Do you really need the Bob? Not really, but I don't hate it. But notice again, you send Bob, -2, they're on the rope, Sigma no shield, Sigma half HP. What do? Chilling, chilling. Okay, you shoot. Boom. Over here. Cut him off. Cut him off. You off angle the bob. Cut him off. Boom, boom, boom. Over here. Coach gun. Over here. Take this angle. This kind of like hugging the wall, staring at your teammates. Why? Already. Over here. Sigma pushes. Bye. I'm out. More aggressive angles. And also, you constantly hug your team. I haven't seen a proper off angle so far. I mean, I think I did it on Echo one time. Okay, now you're walking here. But this is a very, very long walk. And you should have done this walk 5 seconds beforehand. Now, when the team is making contact, now you decide to go to the off angle. You should have done it beforehand. So Sigma shoots you a bit. Okay, so what? Sigma shoots you. Boom, over here. Look how everyone else, I just want you to pay attention, Anton, how everyone else on your team is already doing damage. Now, I'm not going to say that this is a good position. This is a horrible position. But at least I can, if I was coaching cookie games on Torb, I can tell you, good aggression, dude, but I don't think you should be in open space in front of 5 enemies. You should have done whatever you wanted to do from here. Boom, like this shoulder peek, right? But for you, it's like, how is it possible that your Torb is here, your Kiriko is here, your Sojourn is here, and you're still kind of chilling here at the back with your Ana? Where's the damage here? There's nothing here. Nothing's happening here. So at this point, if your team plays horrible, you just lose. If your team plays great, you just win. But your contribution to this is very low. Fight is over. Everybody wants to move forward. What does Anton do? Okay, good. You're moving forward. Love it. Nice. Anton. Look at it. This is... You're doing nothing. You hear a Moira fighting, you're doing nothing. If Moira is not paying attention, you can literally just drop right here and just shoot her down. What are you so afraid of? Like, you're always so cautious about things. Like, you're always so cautious and worried about the monsters under the bed. And they're not there. They just are not there. What happens if you drop right now here? What is going to happen to you? Absolutely nothing. How can Moira do something to you? No, she can damage you a little bit, but then you coach Ben back and you have support. And also, it's 2v1. If a Moira somehow takes 2v1 against Ashe Sojourn, well, she just died. How much downtime you should expect from Ashe players? You should expect as little downtime as you possibly can have. Of course, there's time and place to have downtime, but when you're not in danger, there's really zero reason. When you're not in danger, there's zero reason to have downtime. We see it's like downtime, nothing's really happening, downtime. Sitting behind the team, downtime. Sitting behind the team, downtime. But look at the Sojourn. Sojourn's like, okay, enemies are here. Let me try to see if I can flank. Aggressive play. I love it from the Sojourn. I love it from the Sojourn. You know? But again, Anton is just sitting at the back behind the team. And this has been something that happens throughout the entire... And this has been something that happened from the beginning until now. And I'm going to show you. It doesn't matter what point in time we jump to. It's still going to be the same. Look. Okay, here they're using ulti. I don't expect much. I mean, you were too late to go to cover, but it's alright. Everyone's forward. Anton is the back. But do you notice that this damage doesn't go anywhere? He shoots, they go behind cover, heal up, go back in. This doesn't help. You shoot, they go back, more aggressive position. You shoot, they go back, more aggressive position. You shoot, they go back, more aggressive position. They shoot, they go back, more aggressive position. And that's how you always want to treat the game. When you apply pressure and do damage, enemies use cooldowns. Enemies use cooldowns. They sustain, you shoot. When they have no cooldowns, they don't have any other option but to go back. But when they go back, you can't stand in the same position. You have to go forward and take the space. And but it doesn't matter where we skip to, it's still gonna be the same. Look. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Okay. Pretty good. Still would expect to get a little bit more forward, but pretty good. Okay, I see a flank. I see a flank. I see a vision. See a vision. Anton, you see, you almost did it. Finally, we jumped into 8 minutes where I see, oh, nice, he's making an aggressive flank. Awesome, love it. But you're like, I peek, you know, it's like, do I peek? Do I want to peek? Do I not want to peek? You see, like, you're hesitant. Just peek. Just peek. Okay, Sojourn pops, whatever. Coach gun out. You're fine. Or you know what? I would even tell you, take the 1v1. I really don't. Even if you lose the 1v1 and oh my god, you should have not died, but at the very least, you're practicing, playing more aggressive, contesting for good positions, for good off angles, for good flanks. You know? Like, you have to understand that when you take strong positions around the map, people are going to contest you. They're going to contest you for it because it's too strong of a position. They have to contest it, which means you're going to naturally take more 1v1s than you had to, you know? But that's also going to improve your 1v1 capability. And it's also going to improve your timing because, you know, every time I go there, somebody contests me. So maybe if I go there 1 second later, it will work. If I go there 1 second earlier, it will work. I think I just panicked at close range and out, so I just avoid it. Yeah, but that's like the wrong way to look at it. It's like, just because I went on a flank and died one time, I need to stop flanking. No, try again. You just did something wrong. You need to feel more comfortable playing at close range. And when I say close range, I don't mean you need to play like a Reinhardt over here. But there's nothing inherently scary by playing here because this still, you have good distance, you have no fall off, you can use your coach gun to completely disengage, and you're fine. So in short, Anton, what I'd like you to do is pretty straightforward. Start playing more aggressive, start seeing how much you can get away with playing aggressive, and constantly tone down the aggression based on the feedback that you receive. So if you play super aggressive and you end up feeding, like the answer is not, let me not play aggressive and play far away and play behind my team and not to play off angle and always play main. It's like, let me tone down it just a bit. Let's do a little bit more distance. A little bit less deep of an off angle, you know? And slowly tone it down until you find the sweet spot. But you can't be out here saying, I'm too afraid to play close, so I just play too passive. Well, yeah, that's how you get yourself stuck in plat. That's how you get yourself stuck in plat. But you're too afraid to make a play to win the game because you're too afraid that it's gonna lose you the game. You have to make the plays, man. Are they going to work 100% of the time? Of course not. Especially at the beginning. When you make the switch of playing more aggressive, you're gonna fuck up, man. You're gonna fuck up a lot. But it's about learning from the fucking up. What about playing on defense? It's the same thing. Defense, it's the same thing, Anton. Let's say you play here. Let's say you play here. Enemies are here, you play here. You shoot the enemies, you see they're low, right? The Ana use nade, they're low, they're running here. What do? Still stand here? Of course not. Coach gun, boom, follow up on the damage. Shoot, 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 hopefully get a kill. Okay, I don't get a kill, go back here. Okay, I continue shooting and continue shooting. You shoot, they're low, they go back here. What do? You still take a more aggressive angle. Every time you punch people again on the ropes, they're on the ropes, see they're on the defense, they use cooldowns, they're low. You double down. You try to be more aggressive. You don't want to let them get healed. You don't want to let them have their cooldowns back. You don't want to give them the opportunity to trade the kill. When people are on the ropes, you apply pressure. If somebody is low, you want to see, can I kill him? Can I push more forward? Can I get away? Can I capitalize on my advantage? That's how you want to see it. Not stand here forever, shoot, get them low, they heal. Stand, shoot here for like you're some Coast Guard in fucking World War II sitting at the Coast Guard. It's a sniper. 10 hours, same spot. Okay? So in short, play more aggressive, play closer, damage before the fight, see, limit test. See how much can I get away with playing more aggressive. And every time I see enemies that are low, especially for my damage, I want to double down and capitalize. Okay? And I can guarantee, by the way, your mechanics are also pretty good. The way you use your cooldowns is fairly okay, pretty good. I like the bobs. I like the dynamites for the most part. I like the coach guns for the most part. Just do more. Just do more of this. More of the aggression. More. Eris, send me the code, please. And drop the idea of like, I'm too afraid to feed. Your deaths are very, very low, man. And I could tell you what the problem was even before looking at the game. How is it possible? Because just look at your stats. Low deaths, good sign. But if you have low deaths, I expect to see high damage, high kills. If I don't see high damage, high kills, and by the way, 10.4k is not low damage, but it could be a lot higher compared to the deaths. Similar on Ana? Yeah, same thing. By the way, Ana, I would have played the same. The only difference that Ana has compared to Ashe, like at that specific context, is that Ashe can utilize vertical mobility, can get into more aggressive angles with your coach gun and high grounds, which Ana can't. But on Ana, I would have done the same. Somebody's low, I double down. I hit a good nade, I double down. I see, oh, I hit a big nade. Boom, follow, damage. You know, they go back, I go forward. I capitalize on the advantage. With Ashe, you just have an easier time because you have the coach gun. Eris, are you here? Eris, can send me the code, man. I know you sent it before. Oh, here, I found it. Eris, are you here? 1, 2, 3. Hello, by the way, Bella and Sophia. How you guys doing? And Anton, I'm sure you know if you just do that and don't give up like a no, just oh it didn't work and then I just go back to playing passive, you hit diamond in no time. Diamond in no time. Should have sent again. No, I got it. So Eris, what is your rank?
Ready.
What do you play? What's the requirement for this? Now there's a queue of 3 more people, but it's 6 gifted subs on Twitch. Or 5 gifted if you're already sub. So Eris, again, what do you play? What is your rank and what do you play? And if I would like to also know what is your deaths per 10 and damage per 10 and healing per 10 because you probably play support, right? I play support. I was gold 4. Now I'm silver 1. I'm assuming you're Kiriko. Who are you in the game? I don't want to VOD review, but can I pay it forward? For sure. Yes, can pay for other people. I'm Ana. So Levi, is that you? Levi or Usaki? Levi, okay. So gold 2, drop down to silver 1. What is your damage per 10, healing per 10, and deaths per 10? Can you let me know really quick, please?
Ready for battle. Ready.
Barrier unsuccessful.
By the way, I just want to point out something about meta ranks. Meta ranks, especially when we're talking silver and gold, right? When we're talking about silver and gold, is that it's a convenient rank to practice because none of these players pay attention half of the game. What I mean by that is that, like, you can literally, like, be a tracer player and just walk around here like this, and people would literally not even turn around and pay attention to you. So because people don't pay attention to you, you can get away with much more. So you have 4k healing, 3.2k damage. Okay. So let me ask you something, Eris. How much damage did you do right now in this entire whole segment? Or rather, what did you do in this whole 15 seconds? Healing, but did anyone need healing? Did anyone need any healing here? Because notice, who are you healing? You're healing who? Shooting a shield, okay. This guy needed a little bit of healing. Fair, I'll give you. He needed 1 heal. Does Stigma need healing that you're healing him every second? Not really. Nobody really need healing. So if no one needs healing, and by the way, need healing, what I mean by that is that people are actually under the threat of dying. Stigma has now tons of HP. To be precise, he has 657 HP. He's not remotely close to dying. So what do you do in the meantime?
Awkward
You do
is
damage.
pathetic.
So what should it be done?
Thinks
Pretty
just
straightforward.
because he goes to the gym, he's the best human on earth.
You go here, boom, shoot the torb. Sleep the torb maybe. You go here, throw a nade, try to get a couple shots before they turn around and chase you. Always look for the proactive decision that is gonna push the enemies back. Their rank is silver 1, by the way. Here, so enemies push back, right? You see the enemies are pushing back, Eris, right? What does it mean for you when you see enemies push back? In your mind, enemies are pushing back. Why are they pushing back? Better question would be, why are the enemies pushing back? That would be the first question. Why do you think the enemies are pushing back? Waiting for air. Okay. Because they're low and man advantage if somebody dies. So it's not. Yeah. So the reason why the enemies are pushing back is because you can see Sigma has been shooting, Soldier has been shooting, Tracer's applying pressure. This guy's low. This guy ran out of shield, right? So they use cooldowns and they're dropping HP. So they get back. Naturally, when people use cooldowns and their HP gets lower, they have to play on the defensive because they have no way to mitigate the damage. They can't take the fight properly. So Sigma has to wait until he has a shift or his shield. Torb needs to get healed before he repeaks, right? So every time the enemies push back, what do you need to do? Move forward. And what I mean move forward is take a more aggressive angle. So sometimes a good way to look at things is you ask yourself, what would Awkward do? And when Awkward sees Sigma and enemies push back, he takes a more aggressive position. What would Awkward do? Walk over here, walk over here, walk over here. Find a good angle to throw an nade. So, what does Levi do? Still stand at the back. Enemies push back. He's healing his full HP Sigma. He's throwing a nade, which is not inherently bad, but you have to understand that when you throw a nade from here to here, it's a very long range. It's difficult to hit. The reason why you miss is not because Levi sucks, it's because it was long range. But if you were here, for example, you would realize, okay, hitting the nade is actually pretty easy. So if you hit the nade and you follow up with damage, I promise you, they crumble. But again, look how passive you play. You sit the back, sit the back, sit the back. No damage, no damage. Sit the back, sit the back. Your positioning needs to be dictated by the enemy team. You wait for your team to move forward before you move forward. No, but you should move forward when the enemies go back, regardless of if your team goes forward. Because if your positioning is determined by how your team plays, you're never going to improve because, bluntly, these guys are ass. The people on your team are not playing well. So if you dictate your decision-making based on them, you're only going to play as good as them, which is Horstuck Silver forever. This, I'm gonna be honest, yes, you worked a little bit to an open space, you missed a sleep, but I like it. At least here you're trying to be a little bit more aggressive. I like it. Why did he miss the nade here? Why did he miss the nade here? Levi. Waiting for Eris to respond? Because I didn't aim it before throwing. Exactly, you panicked. You panicked. You just throw. Oh, Sigma! Sigma! You know? That's what he did. Oh, Sigma! I throw. No, but like, be patient, okay? You look, Sigma, okay, let me aim at the floor, let me aim down. Because if you throw the nade here, what ends up happening? Your Sigma gets healed, he gets purple, you guys shoot him down, he's dead. All you had to do was just be a little bit patient and slow down. But also, again, it's the healing, the healing, the healing, the healing, the healing, the healing. Right, what would Awkward do? I see this. What would Awkward do? Okay, this Sigma is okay. What would I do? Boom, walk over here, create an off angle. Bam, bam, bam. Shoot this guy down. The problem is, again, you're just hiding and healing, hiding and healing, hiding and healing. And missing cooldowns because you're rushing them. But also, you're not in the greatest position to shoot them. Here, let's see the nade. Okay. I love this. I love the sleep, but where's the nade? Here. He's critical. This guy gets healed. Throw a nade here. Purple, heal. Great, awesome. But also, you have no business of being in the middle of the point as well. You could have done the same thing from here. Why? Because he distanced you from Sigma enough so to ensure you don't die, and you also have cover. He shoots you, you do this. You're playing a little bit too far forward when you're in front of enemies. When the fights play out, you're playing a little bit too far forward. But I like it. What if I can see my team there? From there they die? You just move. And also, your Sigma is not gonna die that fast. And also you can move. Okay, if you see that you shoot here, the Sigma is there. Okay, just do this, and then you can see the Sigma. You move. And now you can move in the game.
Feel better?
I usually don't want to throw a sleep into the shift, but it's fine. I like this. You see? Eris, you throw a nade on Torb. What does Torb do? When you throw the nade, what did Torb do? Go back and go back and. He can't get healed because it's purple, but he goes back and what is this? Why is he fucking lava boy? Exactly. Torb goes back, use cooldowns, which means if I go here, Torb has no cooldown to kill me. Can he shoot me? Yes, but when he has no cooldowns, the likelihood of me killing him higher, likelihood of him killing me lower, right? When you play against Tracer and Tracer has no blinks and no recall, would you say she's more dangerous or less dangerous than a Tracer with recall and blinks? Of course, Tracer with recall and blinks is more dangerous. So when you see that he's shooting, he's running away, and he uses cooldown, cool, let me push. So what he should have done, boom, over here, start doing damage. Not that it was the mistake of just waiting on point, like kind of playing it a little bit more safe at that specific moment, but you know, but it's the principle. It's the principle. You maybe shot the enemies in this whole 2 minutes. 2 minutes, you shot the enemies maybe 2 times, and like you threw 2 nades and 2 times, mostly on tank. Here, what are you doing right now, Eris? What are you doing right now here? Healing full HP Sigma, right. What should he be doing? Everyone's right. Getting into some position for fight. That's general. What do you want to do right now specifically? Setup? Well, you're already here. There's no setup. You're already here. You don't need to set up. You're already here. This is your setup. You're here. What you should do is very simple. You have you need to do damage. So you have 2 options of doing damage because you're already here. You can go here, start shooting, maybe throw a nade here, which would probably push back the Sigma. You can go up here, throw a nade on this guys, maybe shoot, they shoot back, okay, then you drop down. But in short, do damage, play aggressive, make enemies use cooldown, make enemies go back, make enemies move, make enemies die. By the way, I like this, but again, impatient. Anna, throw. No, climb, Anna here, aim, boom, precise. If you hit the nade, it would have been big. Now, she still died, but it's again the principle. I like the sleep you missed, it was fine. So, you kill Anna. When you kill Anna, enemies have no heals. What does the enemy do? She got rest, but what does the enemy do, Eris? I'm asking you, the Anna just died. You just saw the Anna die in front of your face. Here. Here. Anna died, right? After the Anna dies, what would naturally the enemies do when the Anna dies? Naturally. Go back. Exactly. What should he be doing? Exactly. Go forward. What are you actually doing? Throw a sleep and then go heal your full HP Sigma, reload for no reason, go hug the point. Boom. Anna died. I'm over here shooting. Boom, boom, boom. Sigma. Okay. Mercy's trying to res. Let me shoot the Mercy that is trying to res. Let me shoot the Torb. He just used the cooldown. Let me shoot the Anaj. You know? Apply pressure. But they keep healing and healing and everybody. Nobody needs healing, man. No, not a single person. Shooting the turret is okay. But before you're shooting the turret, could have naded the Sigma, right? Look at this. Here, when you walk around the corner, you could have walked, throw a nade to make sure that there's no chance that the enemy Sigma is gonna beat your Sigma, and then shoot a turret. I don't hate shooting the turret, just that. You have cooldowns, you can see you can get value, use them.
Enemy turret destroyed. Enemy turret destroyed.
Why rush? And you're also throwing it into his vortex, you know? Walk here, get closer, throw an nade. Make sure that it hits. By the way, these like random no scopes that you're healing the Sigma, all you had to do was just hold your scope open from here and just shoot this guy. Hold scope open from here and just shoot this guy and he dies. Fight is over. Eris, please go forward to damage for the fight. Okay. I see the vision. He almost never scoped, I agree. He never scopes. And that is why he is not doing damage as well. Let me ask you, what do you think about this nade? Eris. Predicted, maybe. Listen, it's long range. It's difficult to hit. You did hit someone, but the question that I have is very, very simple. When you throw that nade, could anyone follow up on that nade? Would anything happen based off that nade, or will they just pause for 3 seconds and then get healed, and then they push, and then you have no nade?
You're powered up. Get in there.
Oh, same question about the nano. Okay, you nano. What gave you the idea I should nano here as well? So the first question is, what do you think about the nade? Can you follow up? And number two, what made you think you should nano here in your mind? Maybe they take defensive position because of you. You're right, but it's only for 2 seconds because no one can follow up. But if you wait 3 seconds, the enemies move forward, right? Use some cooldowns, you throw a nade, they get hit. Now people can capitalize, and now they're going to be on the defensive way more and just higher likelihood of dying. Start of the fight, so I nailed them. Is it the start of the fight? What is even happening here? All I'm seeing is the 2 Sigmas shooting at each other behind the shield. Is there a fight? Is there anything really happening? The answer is a plain and simple no, because you just nano and nothing happens, right? Let them walk in a bit. Let them commit. Fight starts and then nano. What you should have done is wait for the Sigma to actually walk outside, be more vulnerable, and then you could have nanoed. Too early. Both on the sleep, both on the nade, and both on the nano. And also, let me ask you here. Can you see enemies here? You shoot. Can you see the enemies? Actually see the enemies? Not half a shoulder, like somebody for half a second. Can you see the enemies here, Eris? Not really, right? So if you're not doing damage, what should you be thinking about? I want to do damage, so where should I go in your mind? I can't see enemies, I want to shoot. Where should I go? Thought to take the position to heal and damage? Well, first of all, who needs healing? Who needs healing? Nobody needs healing. So you need to stop thinking about healing when nobody needs healing. Your full HP Nano Sigma is not going to die anytime soon. He doesn't need any healing. Yeah, you have to understand. When people are like close to full HP and not actively fighting, they don't need healing. You need to focus on damage. You have to be thinking about damage, right? Is there damage here? No. So where is the damage? I can walk here. I can walk here. You could have walked here, and then you would have seen the Sigma a little bit more clearly. and nothing endangers you. What is the Sigma gonna do? Just walk like this and chase you in front of your entire team? No, but even if he does, sure, I'm okay, run away. You're not standing in position that you can actually do damage. Now you can do damage in this position, but it's more like they walk towards you. And also you don't use cover when he high noons you. You're standing in the same place for too long, but it's alright. Nade was okay. Not gonna go too much about the cover stuff. You do stand in open space, it's a little bit too much, but it's okay. Not working on it right now. Same thing, man. You just again, it's like you just hug this position like you're playing Battlefield 3. You've been on this position for like a minute now. You already capped the point. Enemies go back. Boom, here, let me shoot the enemies. Shoot the enemies. Make them waste cooldowns. Make them go back. Make them break shield. This nade is never going to hit. Too far away, can't see anybody. And let me tell you something. Even if you hit the Sigma, does it give you any value? No, it doesn't give you any value. Because no one really is shooting at him. It's just some Sigmas exchanging fire. So what you should have done, get closer, potentially walk here, throw a nade here, try to follow up here. Maybe get closer, throw a nade Sigma, start shooting at Sigma. Maybe get closer, shoot at Torbjorn, get him out of that position. But you are just sitting so far back at positions that you can't damage anybody and can't hit your cooldowns properly. I like this play. I like this play a lot. You messed up, didn't hit the sleep. You run away on time. Pretty good. I like it. I like it. Now, all I would like to see is a nade. Please. Over here, throw a nade. Heal him one more time and nade this guy. Please, let me see that. Let me see that. Thank you, Eris. Thank you so much, bro. So much. Do you see the difference between how you have played until now and this play? First time that you actually make a play and you get kills and literally are the guy that makes things happen. You walk here, you nade. You got slipped. Good sleep by Diana. But because you naded, he's already in such an aggressive position. What happens? He dies inevitably. He dies inevitably. You could have not missed the nade. You're too close to miss the nade. So it's very easy. You took the time to actually aim it and land it. You try to do damage. You heal right on time. You play in a position that you can follow up. Perfect. Awesome. Awesome. This silver one, by the way. You die next moment. Well, that is because you overstepped your boundaries, right? So you got a kill. You got too excited. You're starting to walk forward into a Sigma ulti. Should have been like, Sigma is ulting. I mean, but to be honest, it was just very difficult position to avoid. So I wouldn't... It's not that big of a deal. But the idea is finally, after 4 minutes, you finally make a play that you throw a nade that gets value. Why did you get value? Because there are people who can capitalize on the nade. You didn't just throw it randomly, you know? From 50 miles away where nobody can follow up. You didn't nano a Sigma when nothing was happening. You didn't... you finally try to at least do some damage. This whole waiting thing. What are you doing right now, Eris? What are you doing right now? What should you be doing? Oh, I'm gonna respond for you. You're waiting for your team. Why? No reason. You should just do damage while you're waiting. Instead of sitting here, you're already in here. Go, shoot a bit. Shoot the Sigma. Take this position a bit. Shoot this guy down. Make them waste cooldowns while you're waiting for your team. I'm not telling you walk to the payload. Shoot, damage. Your team is coming back. They already used some cooldowns. Good advantage. Also, generally speaking, you don't want to walk where your team is at. Your team is walking here. You definitely don't want to be in a tiny choke against Torbjorn and Ana can nade you. You see your team is walking right, so you could have walked here. You have a clear angle. You could nade, you can sleep, you can do whatever you want. You can get one shot sometimes because you're walking through narrow chokes in front of a lot of people. Okay, you're I saw it. I thought like, oh, is he gonna go here and shoot? Because that'll be in the right play. You're here. All you have to do, take 2 steps to the right. You shoot the Sigma, and your Sigma cannot pressure the enemy Sigma cannot pressure your Sigma. He goes back, and you don't even have to heal. And also, you're so worried about healing. There's also Kiriko healing. But again, heal, 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 no damage. Heal, 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 no damage. Heal, 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 no damage.
Tactical visor activated.
Everything is rushed. Everything is panic mode. It's like
Tactical visor.
enemies go back. Go forward. Why not go take this position? If you go here, the nade is so much easier. But these long range nades are not doing you any favors. Here, you just walk in front of a Sigma and die. So you see a Nano Sigma in front of you. When you see a Nano Sigma in front of you, the Q, you know, the Q is not push forward into a Sigma. It's actually to pull back. What you should have done is go here. Be more scared. Go here. Go here. Don't walk. You can't walk into Nano people. You'll just die. Again, same tiny choke. I thought of helping my soldier. Can't help anyone when you're in spawn and dead. Again, this whole AFKing, trying to heal a full HP soldier is pointless. You could have walked over here and started shooting. Could have walked over here and started shooting. You're trying to face a damage boosted Sigma. It's not a matchup that favors you. You throw a nade and then what? Okay, you throw a nade. He still has 600 HP and no one can follow up. And now you have no nade.
Get in there.
What do you think about a Nano? Same thing. Too early. Nothing is happening. You just Nano. If he gets even one kill, even if he gets somehow magically one kill, I will be surprised. I'm very positive he gets 0 kills here. Let's see. Nano Soldier, 0 kills. Why? Too early. No, he was not in a position to capitalize on it. Enemies had all cooldowns. Enemies were behind cover. Nothing. Okay. Love it. It's so interesting that in 7 minutes I've seen you make 2 plays of doing damage and throwing a nade, and all of a sudden things die and you probably win the fight. Do you think it's a coincidence? No. When you finally start shooting the enemy, when you actually get close enough to hit your nades and hit your sleeves and you use them deliberately, all of a sudden you win the fight. Do you notice this? Do you notice this? To be honest, he got rezzed. It is what it is, but it's the principle. If you do this every fight, what do you think is going to happen? You're going to win the vast majority of the fight. You're too far forward. You have no business. And again, you somehow end up in front of the Sigma all the time. How is it possible that he just walks from here to here and you look at him and he just don't move? You're stationary. The problem with your game, Eris, that you either play too passive or too aggressive. You have no in-between. You push, you are pushing when enemies have all HP and all cooldowns, and when enemies have no HP and no cooldowns, you stay far back. You have to understand, you need to keep a reasonable distance. You want to be within distance that you can shoot them, they can shoot you. If you stand here, Sigma cannot hit you. You can hit him. So again, Eris, what I would like you to do is 2 simple things. Worry about the damage, and I'm not saying you shouldn't worry about healing, but there was not a single instance in 7 minutes where somebody died because you didn't heal them. Most of the time, you're just healing people that are full HP. And sometimes they're critical and you heal them, and that's great. Let's make a rule of thumb for now for you. I'm not saying this is the absolute correct way to play, and it's a 100% rule, but before you start healing, wait for your teammates to be close to critical. Okay? Until then, do damage. Until then, line up your nades, get closer, and throw your nades. And when do you want to use your nade? When people can follow up. When your team can follow up, when you can follow up. You don't want to throw your nade or use your nano when nobody can follow up. You want to utilize the cooldowns when you can get value out of them, where people are very likely to die from them. When you are sitting here and Sigma is sitting there and you throw a nade and no one is even around, nothing happens from that nade. But like, for example, if right now you walk here and throw a nade on Sigma, he dies because people can actually follow up on that nade. You can follow up, he's low, you can do something with it. So you have to make sure people can follow up on your cooldowns before you use them. You want to make sure that you can follow up your cooldowns by doing damage. So it's not even about rushing. It's about you playing in 50 miles away or not lining up the shot. Take your time with a nade. Make sure it hits, especially when you're in an aggressive position. Don't use your nades from 50 miles away. Get a little bit closer. I'm not saying run here and to use your nade. I'm saying, okay, instead of throwing it from here, let me here. Let me get a little bit closer so I can line up my nade a little bit properly. So, generally speaking, start finding angles for no damage. You see enemies move back. You see before the fight, instead of waiting for your team, go start doing damage. Constantly do damage until your team is gonna be in danger, and then heal them enough so they don't die, so you can go back to doing damage. Don't rush your cooldowns. Get a little bit closer instead of throwing them from far away. And also, when you throw your nade, make sure that people, you or your teammates, can follow up on them. These are the two main principles. Sometimes you play a little bit too close. Sometimes you play in open space, you know, etc., etc. But I'd like you to focus on these two things. Okay. That is for now. Varian. Optimal position. There's no such thing as optimal positioning. Your position is dictated by where the enemies are standing. So for now, this would be a really good position. You know, this would be a good position. But if the enemy Sigma would be here, for example, both of these positions would be actually pretty horrible. If the Sigma would be here, this would be a good position. You know. Maybe this would be a good position, right? Okay, I got a code. Reached Diamond Cassidy last season. Switched to main Hanzo, 20 hours in. They're ranked to high gold. 8.8k damage, 7.68 deaths, 70 eliminations. Okay, so you have very high deaths, very high. 7.68 is very high. So for the people who say stats don't matter, well, let me tell you exactly that they do matter. So our guy playing Hanzo was Diamond player 9 gold, 7.68 deaths. So the main problem is that you die very often. I could also tell you that your damage is very low, but how can your damage be high when you spend a lot of the time in spawn? When you're in spawn, you can shoot, and that's where your damage is low. But our job is to find out why you die.
I'll find them.
I love it that you don't waste any second. Gate opens, you start shooting. I love it. I can, okay. Nice. First of all, I love the damage. I have to compliment. No wasted seconds. Enemies, bam, 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 bam. Enemies, boom. I also like that you're here and you see that they're getting closer. You switch your position. I like it. I love that you switch your position. You see the enemies are getting closer. You pull back. You realize that if I stay here, they're just gonna push me up against the wall. I'm gonna be with my back against the wall. I'm gonna get fucked. So you jump. I love it. Really nice. Really good. I like it. What do you think is the problem, by the way, by Varian, of repeating this, what he just did? Like, you shot 7 times, same position. What do you think is the problem with that? Didn't rotate, enemies adapted. Yeah, so when you repick from the same angle all the time, the enemies can see it and they're just like, okay, we're not going to pick the Hanzo. But more importantly, you're also playing against the Hanzo. Would it be fair for me to say that if a Hanzo just like you, just does this, eventually it's likely that he's going to hit you after you give him enough tries? All he has to do is aim at the same spot. He can just do this and you're just repicking there. So all he has to do is get lucky one time. Same thing against a Widow. Same thing against anyone who can literally one-shot you. Like Junkrat, high spam damage, Mei, stuff like that. So the point is that I didn't want you to repick so many times against Hanzo because all it takes is for him to hit lucky shot. All he has to do is just spam that corner. I like this angle, but the problem with that is that, again, your back is going to be a little bit against the wall. What I would have preferred to actually go right side. I don't hate it, but I think you should have gone to right side. Why? Because you would have seen people better, and also, like, if they push you, you're not gonna be with your back against the wall. Okay, but you see what I'm So funny. Literally the same thing that I talked about by repicking the same angle and people can randomly one-shot you because you give them the opportunity to do so. What happens? Repick, repick, repick. Oh! Harissa hits the javelin, almost kills you. But see what I was talking about, Vivero? You just repick the same angle. They see you. You see they're getting closer. Don't push your lock. Okay, I've been noticed. They see me. They can actually kill me. Let me just switch. And also, you constantly put yourself in a position like with your back against the wall. You rotate here. If Marisa decided to push you right now, what would you do? Think about it. Look at the situation. What would you do if right now Orisa and Brig would push you right now? I am dead, exactly, because you're like too close, open space, can't really run away. You should have rotated here much earlier. You should have been here. You should have walked here, because here, if they push you, just bye-bye. And also, you could have just like wall climb here. But you're pushing your luck so much with the position. All it takes, the reason why you're not dying, Varian, up until now, if you were at even a diamond lobby, you would have been dead every single time. You would have been dead here, you would have been dead here, and you would have been dead here, and you would have died right now. The reason for that is that you basically take a very aggressive angle when enemies are super close to you and can pay attention to you. Like, I would not hate this angle if the enemies were here and they couldn't really get to you easily. But all it takes is literally Cassidy just to go here and he kills you. Just kills you because you're not paying attention to him because he's shooting the Orisa. You stay in aggressive position for too long. And the reason why you don't die is because, well, they suck. But you do die because you have 7.6 death per 10. I don't hate this play. You know what? I like the aggression. You noticed that he was not paying attention. I like it. You noticed that he was not paying attention and you decided to go for the kill. I like it. I don't hate it. Do I think you could have done a little bit differently? Instead of jumping here in front of his face, you could have done it from here? Yes, but I don't hate it. But the reason why you die is because you were low and you kind of like doubled down instead of getting back a little bit more. So you could have created a little bit more distance so just to make sure that you wouldn't die after. But whatever. God is one and they probably lose, just so you know. This dragons only work in gold, by the way. This never works. You shouldn't. Don't do these dragons. Pretty bad. But you see, you got a kill and you died. What ends up happening is that you, most of the time, you're probably losing. So it's the same thing. You stand here, you pick, but people are shooting at you. You can't just pick forever when people are shooting at you. So, look, you pick here. Look at this. Ashe notices you. Shoots. You can't just stay there when she shoots at you. You can't just repick that angle. You can't. The only reason why you live is because they just miss shots. You know? And what you should have done, well, it's quite simple, really. Ashe shooting from there, what do? I walk here. All you have to do is walk 2 steps back, Ashe cannot see you anymore, and you can still see them. That's all. Just a little bit more distance, a little bit more cover. That's all. But instead, again, you go to the most open space you can. You could have just been here, shoot from here. Shoot, jump, shoot. It would have been fine. But he constantly... Oh, my game crashed. Fuck. But you constantly hide in the same position. Like, you keep repeating the same position until you're 1 HP. And you hold that position forever. The enemies are pushing towards you, and you hold that position. But the only reason why you haven't died like 4 times until now is because, well, they just suck. To be honest. Well, we haven't started. I don't wanna stop it yet. It just crashed. The game just crashed. So where were we? Somewhere like here. And again, you only live and you live on 1 HP and you barely live, and the only reason why you live is because he missed like shots on you. But look, let me ask you, Frony, or Varian, what is this pick? How much HP do we have right now? How much HP does the Ashe have right now? She's full HP, you're 1 HP. Why are you taking this fight? Why are you taking this fight? Why do you... As soon as she coach gun, thank you. Thank you for the coach gun. You're dumb. You're dumb. Why did he coach gun? All you have to do is shoot you 1 time. He coach guns. Great. Bye. Let me get healed. But instead, what do? You pick. Yes, you get the kill, but it's still a bad play. Horrible play. You pick somebody when he's full HP, when you're 20 HP. I like the angle here. How did he win? Because somebody else was shooting. So here you can repick, you can repick. Why? Because you're not really in danger. But at this point, when the Kiriko started shooting it, you should have like kind of reconsidered. Maybe let me move left, let me move right, let me drop. Good. That's pretty good. This position. If the enemies were good, you die. Why? Orisa would have just used the spinning, shoot a spear, you're dead. These guys pick, you're dead. Ashe picks, hits couple shots, you're too extended, you're dead. Let's see what actually happens. Oh, okay, you're dead. Okay, you're dead. Varian, why do you think you died, man? As soon as you just jump in to go even, you're already in an aggressive position and should go back immediately. You double down and go in. I didn't see my tank died, so I plan to jump to him. But yeah, but even if your tank is alive here, he probably dies because he has no HP. He feeds. Why do you want to go and feed with him? He's like 1 HP. You can see that he's 1 HP. Like, all right, he's dying. Bye-bye. You definitely don't double down here. And also, as soon as you see a reset in front of your face, the last thing you want to do is push even further in. You need to go back. And that's the same. But you notice how it's the same issue? You stand in positions, enemies push towards you, you stand. There's very rarely any repositions when enemies are in positions to threaten you or kill you. There's very rarely any enemies go towards me, I go back. A lot of it is just enemy go towards me, I don't care. Boom, or it's a spear dead. Boom, Ashe shoots me from nowhere, I'm dead. I understand what happened here. They sent a Bob behind you. You didn't want to go into the line of sight of Bob. So you decided, let me go to the line of sight of Ashe and Cassidy instead. But all you had to do was just... Oh, Bob is here? Okay, I just stay here. Or Bob is here, I can just jump here and rotate here. It's like, but all you have to do is just look back and realize... And Bob cannot one-shot you. High Noon can definitely one-shot you. Ashe can definitely two-tap you. Same thing. Varian. Look at this. It's like not exactly the same thing, but the problem is that you're taking fights at a disadvantage. Let me ask you quickly. When you look at this position, at this fight, he's full HP, you're full HP, he's next to cover, you're next to cover. Would you say you're at disadvantage, equal, or advantage? What do you think? Would you say this is equal, disadvantage, or advantage? Disadvantage because you can drop down to his team at any point, but you can do the same. You can do the same. If you want to, you can drop. So there's no disadvantage. It's equal. No one has the advantage here, right? You guys are on equal grounds, which means I can take the 1v1, right? You can take it. If you want to, you don't have to, but you can. I would take the 1v1 because it's a good position. I want to get him out of that position. When you see this, are you at a advantage, or it's equal now? Use my cooldown disadvantage. Do you think it has something to do with the cooldown? The fact that you can die in one shot and you have to hit him precisely on the head. As soon as you got the first shot on you and you're 110 HP, you're clearly at a disadvantage. So what should you do? Okay, I'm at a disadvantage. I don't want to take the 1v1. It's the same thing here. Ashe full HP here. You're 20 HP here. What do? Peek. Why? You're at a disadvantage. It's clearly not a favorable 1v1. Avoid that fight. Get back, get healed, and then go. Here should have been the same. Instead of fighting it, you could have like, hide here. Please heal, guys. Heal. Or just jump away. But you definitely don't take a fight that you're likely to lose or unlikely to win. You end up winning, but you're banking on luck. This is not a good fight to take. But overall, good damage. You still have time for more VOD reviews? We're gonna go Hermano after and then they'll tell you. Probably though. Varian. What was the issue here, man? To be fair, it was the situation where it was kind of kill or be killed. No, it wasn't. He could have gone back at any given moment. Literally. He had two supports behind him. He could have went back at any given moment. Oops, how did I get here? Stayed for too long, I would say, but I saw 4 in one spot just saying I didn't consider Risa coming from the left. Yeah, but that happens to you all the time, Varian. You can't say I didn't consider somebody flanking me when you die 7.5, 7.6 times for almost the same reason every time. You stay at the same spot. Yes, 4 people, but they have 5 characters. Where is the Orisa? Where's the Tracer? Where's the Genji? Where's the Venture? Where you have to ask yourself, where is the person that is not there? And since I'm in a very aggressive position, you have to be aware of these things. You need to understand. I can't just repeat here for like 30 seconds. Somebody will flank me. Somebody will try to kill me. And the fact that the Orisa can get to you out of all the characters, the loudest character of them all, managed to just get to you. How is it possible? Your tunnel vision, man. Your tunnel vision's so bad. You just keep shooting. You don't really care about what is happening around you. You then consider, let me look if somebody's flanking. You know what I would do? Pick. Okay. No one? Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, fuck. Orisa, bye. You just tunnel vision. You shoot. You don't consider looking around. Dragon here was just from an open space too early. You have to understand that dragons have to be mid-fight. Dragon overall is pretty bad ulti. It's not a really good ult. It's pretty bad ulti overall. But the best value they can get out of the ult is when you do them when people are kind of like already are busy with something. These people are like so far away, they're hiding already. This dragon does nothing. They're just like, oh, there's a dragon coming towards me, I just move out of the way and that's it. I like the angle. Okay. Wait, let me see something. Never mind. You know, I would point something out, but he had no supports. There was no really other option. It's whatever. I didn't know how to disengage from there. Well, the simple answer is that you probably should have not taken that angle from the get-go because your entire team is dead. Your plan is essentially, your plan here, what you're trying to do here is let me 1v5 this. That's what you're trying to do. Which is like inherently flawed. You should have went here, shoot a bit, you know. Maybe you could have like circled around here, so at least you can disengage. But you put yourself with your back against the wall again. Why? Because you're trying to be like a 1v5. What do you think about this fight? But what, like, or rather fight. What do you think about this play? Do you think it's smart? You see Ashe here, Ashe shooting at you. You see that, you know, there's more teammates around. You can hear, you can see them, and it's also very obvious they're gonna go there. What do you think about using your cooldown that gets you out of a situation to double down into a 1v4 into an open space? What do you think about that? Yeah, putting me no way to escape. It puts you again in an unfavorable fight. It's not a 1v1 anymore. It's a 1v2, 1v3 because, you know, Kiriko might not shoot at you because, well, he's gold and he doesn't realize he can do damage, but at least he's healing these guys. And in this position, no one really can help you. Taking a very disadvantageous fight. The only reason why you're not dead is, again, because this guy can land a shot, even if his life depends on it. By the way, let me tell you something. Let me provide one position that would have given you the same results while keeping you alive the entire time. All you had to do was go here or here, and you would have been able to shoot, use this as cover, and worst case scenario, just would have dropped down. And also you have a pylon here, so it's cool. All of this could have been avoided. But again, you took the unnecessary, super aggressive position in front of a lot of people. But, you know, sometimes it works. Don't get me wrong, I like damage. I like that you play aggressive. What I don't like is that when you play aggressive and people push you, you still double down and try to take the fight, even though it's not a favorable matchup to take. See? This. Why this? You got 2 picks. You got 2 kills. All you have to do is not die and continue shooting. What do? I'm in open space and 190 HP. Anna is shooting at me. 1 shot. She hit you 1 shot. You don't know if she has an 8 or not. Why continue taking the fight? Why? Why not just, okay, hit me 1 shot. I'm half HP. She's full HP. Why not just jump? Why not just get out? Why you have to double down on every fight? Like, you get 2 kills, you die. You get a kill, you die. It's why? It's pointless. Well, like, when you get a big advantage, all you have to do is not die, just keep shooting. That's all you have to do. So Varian, what I would tell you is pretty straightforward. The reason why you die so much, and by the way, you don't die as much. This is a below average death game for you, right? I think you died here like 5 times and it's been 9 minutes. So like maybe it's 6 per 10. It's below average in terms of death. So I would assume that in terms of death, this is an above average game for you, right? But the reason as to why you die is because you get so fixed up on constantly shooting that you just forget to move. You shoot, the people push you. You shoot. No, like shoot. Oh, okay, a flanker is coming. I move. Shoot. Okay, they're shooting at me. I am getting low. Move. You can't just shoot. They shoot at me. No, I have to win this. And then you die. Or like, shoot. Oh, Risa is pushing. I don't care. I have to kill him. No, you need to understand. I like the damage that you do. I like the aggression overall. I even would dare and say I like the angles. I really like the angles. I really like the damage. I really like the aggression. What I don't like is that you don't understand when you need to disengage. You play the game of Overwatch like deathmatch. I either kill them or I die, right? There's no in between. There's no I don't want to die, and then I'll kill them, or I kill one, and then I make sure I don't die, and then I kill one more. For you, it's I either kill or die. So if you get the kills, great. What a lot of time happens, by the way, you get the kills, and then you die, and then you throw your advantage to the bin, to the garbage. So what you should do, what I'm telling you should do, is that you need to, when you shoot, you need to start looking around more often and see, okay, is somebody pushing? Let me move. Okay, have I been noticed? Let me move. Are the enemies getting close? Let me move. Am I losing the 1v1? Let me disengage. You don't need to have a big ego and realize, no, I have to win the 1v1. No, you can disengage. Okay, Cassidy got a headshot on you, you missed a shot. Okay, disengage. Disengage, make sure you don't die, and then try again later. Okay? Not everything has to be a do or die. So like, you're sitting here, so you're sitting here, boom, 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 Ashe shoots you, she's pushing, okay, I don't want to take the 1v1, let me play a little bit, like, make sure I don't die, move over here. Oh, Orisa is pushing me, bye-bye. Oh, Tracer is pushing me, wall climb. Oh, Genji is flanking, I move, I shoot, I try, okay, so, get fucking, Cassidy's pushing me here in a 1v1, right? I missed the shot, he hits the shot. Don't double down, okay, cover. Heal me, guys. Oh, I got healed. Boom. I repeat. Let's go. Don't play disadvantage. When you realize you're a disadvantage, avoid the fight, run away, and then come back in. You need to lower your deaths significantly. You need to lower your deaths way lower than 7.5. You should aim to at least 6. Okay? All right, Hermano. Hermano, give me the details like Varian. Varian, very professional. Varian, oh, okay. Hermano gave the code. Diamond 3 right now. I play Tracer. Damage in 10 minutes, 7.3. Deaths per 10 minutes, 7.4. Limbs per 10 minutes, 19. I would say I've improved a lot because it was plat last season. I'm trying to fix my death stat. Great. Deaths are super high. Damage could be higher, but again, I say, just like I told Varian, the reason why your damage is not as high as it can be is because you just die too much. And when you die, you can do damage. So now we're going to find out why you die so much. Let's see. Hydra, awesome. Good job for hitting diamond, bro. Lately, I've stopped dying as much. Okay. The thing about deaths, and I'm gonna give very good context for this, or like just context for this. The idea of dying, of not dying, of like having low deaths is not inherently good. Or rather, it's not good if you don't have the damage and the kills to back out from it. So when we saw the first VOD, we had a guy who had a lot of deaths, right? You guys remember how we had a guy who had a lot of, very little deaths. He has 4.8 deaths, but his kills and damage didn't show up, didn't accommodate the low deaths, right? So when you have high deaths, I at the very least assume that you're playing aggressive, because you cannot have high deaths without playing aggressive. Playing aggressive, high deaths has to mean you play aggressive. It just means that you play aggressive in a wrong way. You take the fights in a wrong way. So you either play too far forward, you either play in front of a lot of enemies, you either just go in 1v5, you either take fights like when you're 20 HP and they're full HP, etc, etc. But lowering deaths while playing aggressive, I have to be very careful with how I approach this, because what I don't want to happen with people with high deaths, when I call them out for having high deaths and them playing too aggressive, is that I don't want them to become this passive players all of a sudden. I want them to tone down the aggression based on the feedback. I don't want it to do a complete 180. Now you play passive. No, you still play aggressive, but let's find out how you can get away with playing aggressive. This could have been a mistake, but let's see if it becomes consistent. What do you think of this? Wait, what happened? What do you think of this?
Defend objective A.
Hermano. You're asking me what? I'm asking you, what do you think of this blink?
Attackers incoming. Defend objective
The blink, yeah, this blink. Well, you basically blink in 4 or 5 people. The reason why you're forced to use your recall lost so much HP because you blinked into 5 people. What you should have done is just blink here. Just bang. Yeah, I have a way better angle. Yeah, so it could have been a mistake. So let's find out. That's why I said at the beginning it could have been a mistake. But now because of that, you don't have recall. If you don't have recall, what can't you do? What can't you do with no recall? Yeah, you can't be aggressive at the right time. So if you have if you see that the enemies are super low here, right? For example, you can't just blink in and go in because you don't have recall. Just don't have recall. You can't play as aggressive as you'd like with no recall. It's very important to not be forced to use your recall for no reason, especially not at the beginning of the fight. Nice shot. Let's call that a nice shot by Widow. But a better question that I have is why are you kind of at the front the entire time? Where's the setup for a flank? Where's going here? Where's the going here? Where's the going here and just setting up behind them? Why just blink in front of them all the time? You somehow or in front of their face. The reason why Widow is able to kill you is because you're just playing with your team. See, if you're playing with a team, all you have to do is turn around the mouse a little bit and then you're there. But it was a nice shot. It is what it is. Here, all of this, by the way, I mean, yeah, it's cool, but it doesn't do much for you. You all of these shots don't do much for you. You're shooting at a tank from far away, and he gets perma-pocketed and using cover. This doesn't do anything for you. So while everyone is trying to push, while everyone is kind of grouping up, you can use the time to set up. You could have walked here, blink, blink. Or blink, wait, blink here. And now you have this angle, which forces this guy to turn around, which forces this Ana to go back. This forces Widow to maybe look at you. And now your team's oh, no one's actually pressing the angle. We can go forward. What rank? Diamond 3. What the hell happened? What? Wait. What happened to you? Oh, it was a drunkard mine. Okay, that's line. Random. Okay, whatever. Random death. But again, I mean, random death. But let me ask, why the hell were you here? Think about it, Hermano. What am I doing here? I'm playing Tracer. Why am I in spawn? Why am I here? This is good. Oy, oy, oy. What do you think of this blink? Would you say this shooting is good? Quick question, Hermano. This damage is good, yes or no? No, it actually is. Because Reinhardt, the enemy Reinhardt is overextending. You shoot, he can actually take damage, he can actually die. Your Reinhardt got nanoed, you can kill him. Which, by the way, he dies. My question is, why do you blink over here? You were doing good from here. You have cover here. They can't shoot you. You shoot at the Ryan, they can't shoot you. You blink here. Look at this. Look at this. Why the blink? Why the blink into an open space? Why? Okay, finally starting to take... Okay, I love it. I love the angle. What I don't love is the... Look at this. I like the play. What I hate is the recall. Now, why did you use your recall? I'm gonna respond on your behalf because I know what you're gonna tell me. I used my recall because I thought Ana was gonna sleep me, and I noticed that the drunkard is next to me. He could have one-shot me, right? That's why you were afraid. So the easier answer as to what you should have done is I like the aggressive play, but if you know that they can sleep you and they can do these cooldowns. And you what I would have done is go behind them, but you didn't have enough blinks for that. So what you should have done, just here, from here. Look. You don't have enough blinks. You don't have to commit so hard. Here, you still have really good distance. You have everything, but here you can just okay, they shoot, I go back. If you had 2 blinks, I would have told you go here, because here you also have cover to play around and you just kind of pinch them down. But again, when you use the recall. Now you can't play as aggressive as you'd like if they had more people. If they had more people. Now you had such a big advantage that there's no way to lose. Is he gonna shatter? No, he doesn't have it. Check this out. This. What is this fight? Hermano, what is this? Easy question. Can you do something to Drunkard from here? Some pre-damage? Okay. Can you do something to Drunkard from here? No. You actually just barely even tickle him. He lost like, what is that, 5 HP? Something like that. Can the Drunkard do damage to you from there? Yes. Which means that fight is pointless. I can't do damage, he can do damage. That fight is not, it's not for me. I don't want to take it. So what should have you done instead? Pretty straightforward. You should have used the time to set up. Instead of fighting Drunk at long range, you know they're respawning here. Some of them respawn there. Just set up. You could have went over here, maybe cut the rotation from here when they don't pay attention. Maybe you could have even went top left, hide here, wait for the enemies to walk forward, and you can drop on them from the high ground. Could have used the time to set up. They say I like it. Let me ask you something. Okay. What do you think is the problem with doing this? What is the problem with this right now? What do you see right now? What is the problem? Precisely. Your team is not there. The angle and the position is phenomenal. It's really good. The problem is that there's no one there. So all of their attention is on you, which again, what happens? They shoot you. Drunkfort literally flies like this and shoots at you. If your team was there, by the way, he wouldn't have done that because he would probably die because people would shoot him when he's in the sky in open space. But again, what happened? You used your recall before the fight started. Why? Because you engaged too hard before anything even happened. So what would have I done? Number one, you could have poked here. Wouldn't have done much, but at least distract and which means that these people would shoot at you and your team could have gone forward. Number one, you could have blinked here and just waited and not overextend. You could have done that. Could have. Yeah, you should have just been patient, wait for your team to make contact, and then go in. Now, the best way to make your team make contact with enemy team is by shooting. But you can't overcommit. You don't want to burn your recall for this. This was not worth it. You did why the junk rushed you? Yeah, but it's not exactly true. Because look, you peek, look at your HP. 113 all of a sudden. Why 113? Why did you lose so much HP? Could have just blinked here and hide. They would have just stared at you. And then you would lose no HP, which would have given you enough time to react. If the Drunkard would have jumped on you with full HP here, didn't even need to recall. You would have just blinked out of the way. It would have been fine. It would have been fine. The problem is that you lost so much HP before the fight, and you engaged too hard before the fight, to the point that you were forced to use your recall. I like the angle. Really, I like the blink to the other side. But see, that's perfect. You see, it's really good. See this? That you blink here. Why? I can shoot, and nobody can shoot me, more importantly. Compared to the first one, you did the opposite. So instead of standing here and continue shooting at the Reinhardt, you blink here, where people can shoot you from the side. This was good. I want to see more of this in general. Yeah, the blink was a little bit too much. You're already next to cover. You would have been fine. Should have just could have just play cover. You would have been fine. You also have a big advantage. You don't have to worry about much. You could have just blinked over here and just continue shooting. Would have been fine. Now, because you died so much and you took so much damage and you got so many recalls forced, you're overcompensating. You're playing too passive. So let's see. She had railgun? Okay, so what? Just because somebody has railgun doesn't mean that you just hide the entire game. Look at the Lucio. Look at this Lucio. Here, let's see when you engage. Engaging right now would be way too early. Why? No one is fighting. Your team is not there, right? No one is not there. So your team is not there, sorry. If you engage here, they all pay attention to you, shoot you, probably use... You get to force You get forced to use your recall. So all you have to do is two things. Either you literally stay AFK and wait, or just kind of jiggle peek and just be annoying without taking the much damage. Let's see what happens. Three blinks, lost a bunch of HP, didn't do a whole lot of it. Oh, nice tick. But see, like, you were forced. Why the aggressive play? Why like walk so far forward? You could have blink here. I would have loved for you to blink here and just shoot here. Boom. And then you can blink here. Boom. Play around here. Would have loved that. But it's too early engagement. Forced to use too much before anything even happens. Patience, the name of the game with Trash a lot of times. Especially before fights. I know I say uptime. Yes, but uptime is very important when fights are happening. When it's like people are respawning and you're already so deep into their backline, you don't want to engage early. You don't want to force to do anything. You don't want them to force you to make a mistake for no reason. Because the chance of you getting a kill going in 1-on-4 is close to 0. But you see, this I like. Before the fight, this I like. Yeah, nice fire strike, but this I like. You see, 1v4, poking within a reasonable distance. You have cover, you're good, you're fine. It's okay. Nice. You see, the thing is that you have really good understanding of aggression and you know when to be aggressive and how. And I also think your mechanics are pretty good. You realize I got beat, I have 350 HP, I have recall, let's just go in. You know? I like it. And then you have no recall, doesn't mean that you stop shooting. No, but you still shoot from safe position. So let's see if you actually maintain it. Okay, yeah. You don't want to walk into the spawn with no recall, most definitely. Here you have recall, so I'm okay with it. Here, what should you do? Hermano, let's look at the map. What should you do in this situation? Setup, exactly. Because if you go here, what happens? If you go here or there, what happens? Well, you don't necessarily die. So the likelihood of you dying, high. Likelihood of you getting a kill, low. So worst case scenario, you die, which you definitely don't want to happen. Best case scenario, they force you to use your recall or use a couple blinks. Pointless, right? It's pointless. Now, I'm not saying you can't kind of play and poke safely. You could, but you could just stay here and wait. Oh yeah, you can just chill here. Chill here. They move out, they shoot, they're distracted, and now you go in. You don't want to engage early. Let's see what happens here. A lie, you're using that position. The problem that I have is that you're focusing the Ryan a little bit too much, but it's okay. Here, as soon as you use your recall, you just can't. You can't stay here anymore. It's a problem. Your position is problematic, and you probably die. Yeah. Forced to use recall again. Why? Popped in front of a bunch of people. But think about it, Hermano. How do you get into a position with Tracer that a Reinhardt swings on you? Like, I don't hate the damage, but like, why did you pick so wide? Why not just like pick from over here? Why not like maybe focus on these guys? Because these guys are also healing him. So you could have just like kind of boom, blink, distract these guys so they don't heal the Ryan. And then your Ryan beats him. You just walk in front of a Reinhardt. You eat these fire strikes, man, like they're cookies on fucking Christmas Day, man. And like the question that I have is, why are you here? Why are you in a position that you can even fire strike you, you know? Like, you could have walked here and shot a bit. You could have, yeah, you could just walked here. And while you're saving for blinks, I know you want to go there. But here, take this angle in the meantime. It's like, yeah, it's a random fire strike, but it happens way too frequently. Oh, you missed a really good opportunity. No. You missed a really good opportunity, and I'll explain what that opportunity is. Hermano, when is the best time with Tracer to go in? It's not even about a pulse. No. What is the best time with Tracer to go in? Best case scenario for you. I mean, without using the term low HP. Not even isolation. Sure, isolation, but they are not aware exactly when they're not paying attention. This Ana right now is scoped in, not paying attention. Why are you giving her warning shots? Hermano, why are you giving her warning shots? What he should have done, blink, brrr, into the head, clip, boom, she's dead. Why? Because she's literally standing still. All you had to do is just chill. But he gave her a warning shot, and now you go in, forced to use your recall, and now you don't have a recall, and now you can't really go in too deep because they turn around and then you will die. This fight, if you just made one decision better, which would have led to you not using your recall, and you were very likely to kill Diana, you win the fight. But instead, you force yourself in a position to use your recall, which means you can't play as aggressive, and this inevitably happens. Oh. Oh, man. Kind of got confused. You're not sure what to do. They're on the floor. What do you think about this position? I mean, there are two problems here, but what do you think about this? Two problems with this. Bad, sure, but why? You're in front of Sojourn and Ana, in front of their face, in an open space. That is not good. Number two, if you wanted to make this play to kind of even things out. So, for example, you're like, oh, we're losing the fight. We lost the Reinhardt. I want to clutch this. I don't hate this play, but the problem is you don't really have a recall. If you don't have a recall, well, you're just getting destroyed. Or at least should have been destroyed. I mean, you're dead. So your clutch couldn't come into fruition because you just had no recall. Now, I'm not saying you should have not done that because it was the correct decision to do based on the fact that you were at disadvantage. But why were you forced to even use your recall in the first place? Why the recall here? Why? Why the recall here? Hermano, why the recall here? Why do you recall here? I was confused, but just because you're confused doesn't mean you need to recall. You're full HP. The thing is that you recalled because Ana with Nano was looking at you. And the better question to have is why are you in front of an Ana with a Nano? That'll be my question. All you have to do is jump, blink, boom, here, this position. There you go. Because the mechanics are actually quite. I like the way you approach aggressiveness and your angle and how you take fight and all that stuff. The problem is that you are taking very aggressive positions, which force you to use your recall before anything even happens. That's the problem. And when things are happening, you can't play as aggressive and utilize the advantage to your favor because you don't have the recall. So what you need to understand is when you hear uptime, right? And you need to constantly shoot, it's not necessarily wrong. It's not like it's wrong because I always say you should do it because most people are not doing it. But you need to understand that sometimes when nothing is happening, don't force anything. Uptime doesn't mean just going in front of enemies and shooting. It could mean setting up, being ready before the fight. It could mean just poking around cover. You don't like here. This you don't have to do anything crazy here. You could have just blink here, shoot. Could have blink here, shoot. Could have blink here, shoot. You better play around this and shoot. You don't have to endanger yourself. Just buy some time and distract them so your team can walk in for free. And then they go in. Oh, nobody's looking. I blink behind them. Oh, okay. They used a bunch of cooldowns on me. Recall. Perfect. But the thing is, you can never do that because you're forced to use your recall for no reason because you blink in front of a bunch of enemies when they're using their ultimates, when they're using their cooldowns. And Ana is nano. You have no business being in front of an Ana that is nano. Just circle around the covers. Just play safely around the covers, right? Play safely, poke. Play safely, poke. Set up. Get into a good position, okay? Safely poke. Safely poke. Get into a good position slowly but surely. And when team fight starts, people don't pay attention. Now you double down. Ana no sleep. Ana no nade. I go in. I just saw Soldier use slide. I go in. I saw just Moira use fade. I go in. Why? Because I can. Because I have recall. The worst thing that could happen to you is for you to be forced to use your recall before anything even happens. All right. Definitely, yeah, definitely think that you can hit masters, no problem. Well, we have I have time for one more VOD review. Wait, somebody gifted actually. Somebody gifted. So sorry. I just mischecked this. So I think it was. Let me check. Somebody gifted for behalf of somebody else, right? Let me just make sure because I don't want to forget. For some reason, okay, here I see it. It was Parcoit. Precoit. Are you there? Precoit. You were the one that gifted, right? Precoit. Of course, Hermano, I'm happy to help. And by the way, guys, if you're interested in these type of VOD reviews or like, you know, we provide that in rankupacademy.gg for $75 a month. You can get a VOD review, live coaching per month, and consistent feedback throughout the month on a month-to-month basis. Check out rankupacademy.gg. You already know how we do the coaching here, and you can see the testimonials. You can go check it out. If you're interested in something more private, it's significantly more expensive, but you can DM me on Discord, and I'll give you an offer. Are you gonna make more streams like this? Exactly. Yeah, I would. Where is Precoit? He gifted 5 subs because he wanted to do it for. He gifted 6 subs because he wanted to do it for somebody else. So in other words, uptime creating advantage. You can look at it that way. Yeah. They want to choose someone for the VOD review before they left. Ah, okay. Choose someone for the VOD review before they left. Who do I choose? Who do I choose? I have one as well I can gift. What do you mean one as well? Okay. Okay, listen. I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 25, and whoever guesses that number gets it. Showman, your guess is correctly. Showman correctly. 17. That was the number I was thinking about. So Showman, you're the first to know.
Awkward is pathetic.
Oh damn! Wait,
He thinks
okay.
Just because
So-
he goes to the gym, he's the best
Guys,
human on earth.
pause with the gifted for the day. Pause with the gifted for the day because the stream is gonna be over very soon. Video, I might not be able to do it right after because I got another coaching session to attend to outside of the stream. But next stream I'll make sure to review your VOD. Okay, so don't gift any more self VOD reviews. The segment for the day is over. Showman. Do the coaching on stream? Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do it on stream. So next time I open the stream, which is tomorrow. Tomorrow I open the stream. You're gonna be the first guy to be on a VOD review. So make sure you're here tomorrow, okay? If you do. Tomorrow, make sure I'm gonna be here around. I believe it's gonna be fairly early. I think I'm gonna be here around like 4 p.m. European time, 4 p.m. CST. By the way, Awkward, does the Rank Up Academy thing works? And what's the pricing? The pricing for Rank Up Academy is $75 a month. You receive VOD review like you got right now. Live coaching, which is what I do. You stream and coach watches and gives you feedback to make sure that you are on the right track and you know what you need to do. And then between those VOD reviews and between the VOD review and the live coaching, you also get to send your clips implementing the feedback, and a coach reviews them and tells you, yes, this is what I meant. No, this is not what I meant. I would like to do this, so you can get consistent feedback throughout the month. How do I pin a message? Whatever. Dude, stop. I just came. Okay, so you want me to do on somebody else? So let me just do Fideo. Let me do Fideo. We'll just do somebody else next time since you don't already do it. It's Fideo. Fideo, what is your rank? What hero do you play, man? What is your rank? What hero do you play? And what is your, if you play DPS, what is your deaths and damage per 10? And if you play support, what is your death, damage, and healing per 10? Do you think I can rank up if I'm on PS4? Of course. So again, guys, I'll repeat. I'll just type up if you're interested in checking it out. You can see testimonials and all that stuff. You're interested in coaching, for sure. And if you'd like something more private and a more expensive price point, should be a DM on Discord. Why don't deaths matter on support? They do. That's why I'm asking for them. Asking if you're support, send me deaths, damage, and healing. And if you're DPS, send me just damage and deaths because there's no healing. Fideo! Where's Fideo? Fideo, did you run away, bro? What happened? A Masters 3 support, okay. What hero do you play? Do you not coach tank? Of course I coach tank. It just that happens that no one is playing tank today on my stream. I main bat, but I'm playing Moira for the VOD. Okay. Do you have decent amount of, like, do you have the stats on Moira? Do you have enough hours? So I need healing per 10, damage per 10, and deaths per 10 on Moira in this season. How much is that? Let me know. And send me the code, please. $7.8k damage for 10, 6.3 deaths, and that is in Masters 3, high rank. 6.3 deaths, not that much considering the rank. Could be lower, not that big of a deal. 7.8k damage, and how much healing? How many gift free to make in a ranked GM on Genji? I don't want to put a number. If it's gonna be very high. I don't want to put a number because in both scenarios, like I don't want to do a ranked GM Genji anytime soon, and also like I don't want you to waste thousands of dollars for me to do it though. Okay, so 7.8k damage, 7.3k heal, and yeah. Okay, let's see. Very tired of ranked GMs? No, it just takes a little bit too long to make them nowadays. But I've heard that they changed the ranking system, so they're not that hard to do at this point. Okay, so Goku. I have a question for you quick. Video, who are you healing here? Here, the heal, like all this pressing the healing. Where are you healing here? Yeah, I mean, there's no, you're healing and no one. Everyone is full HP. Just keep doing damage in the meantime. You're doing good. What was the? Why did he die here? Why did he end up dying here, in your opinion? Well, you didn't die because you focused on the tank. It was a chain reaction of some things. So the reason why you ended up dying here is because of this chain reaction. First off, you didn't do enough damage from here. which technically you can't really do damage from here, but as soon as you realize the enemies are walking over there, you should probably not hide in that position. You could have just like kind of played a little bit more open. And also, when you saw Genji over there, you could have pushed him. Ironically, you win a 1v1 against a Genji, because worst case scenario, you just fade out. The problem is because you let yourself get distracted, you're now forced to use your fade. You play really far away, you don't have fade, you walk super far forward, and then Genji ends up catching you, you know? It's like you stayed at the same place for too long, let people crawl up to you slowly. Because of that, you used your fade because you got poked out, and then you pushed without fade. That's like a chain reaction, but let's continue watching. What do you think about this orb? What is that orb? Tadeo, what is that orb? I thought someone was hiding there. Yeah, but the thing is, you can't do things based on you think someone is hiding. Just okay, if you see people, then orb them. You can't just guess. You can't just guess. You know, don't guess. See, and then use orbs, because this is a waste of orb. This orb could have easily given you a 10% ult charge, maybe force a cooldown, maybe push them back. Pointless orb. You see, for example, that's literally what I said. Use good orb, what happens? Genji low HP, dashing out. Genji no dash. Genji no dash means he can't play as aggressive. It means he's also playing passive, which means create space. All you did, not guess. You see Genji, you throw orb. See how much value it gets compared to the last one? And you probably win the fight. I like this push. I like this push. Love it. You saw Zen is by himself, half HP. Isolated target, very killable. I like the push. I love it. But you see, the reason why this worked out so well is only because you actually utilize your orb in a correct manner. You just throw it out randomly. You saw an opportunity to get value out of the orb. You didn't just see, oh, Junker Queen, throw orb. No. Zen by himself, orb. Oh, Genji, half HP, orb. And these things get value. Juno, low HP, orb. This fight, you carry the fight. Why? Because you actually utilize your abilities in a way to get kills. You used your orb on people that can actually die from the orb. The people who can actually use the cooldowns from the orb. Because if you use it on Junker Queen, what's going to happen? Nothing. You can shoot the Junker Queen and orb her, nothing's gonna happen. If she's low HP, you could, but most of the time you throw orb and shoot Junker Queen, she gets out-healed. I like that, so I'm saying the reason why you win this fight is because you carry this fight because you use your orb to get value, use your cooldowns to get value. So you throw your orbs on people that can actually die and you follow it up with damage. That is why you carry the fight. Also use your fade to move into off angles and disengage from things that are dangerous to you while using your orb and do damage on people that can actually die. Perfect. Pretty good. And before, you throw orb and Junker Queen that is full HP. It doesn't do anything. You throw your orb into a wall. It doesn't do anything. Doesn't do anything, no pressure. They have all their cooldowns, they're just gonna die. Let's see what happens here. What is the problem with this play? So I just want to point out, Coalescence was good. What is the problem? Terrible ulti? What do you think the ulti was bad? I don't think the ulti was bad, but what do you think it was bad? Stood still. The problem is that you use your Coalescence and then you fight the person that can only kill you from close range. If you just do this, you kill Genji, they can't kill you. There's nothing he can do to kill you from this distance. So you just push into you just play outside of your range. There's no point fighting somebody in close range when you can keep more distance. You playing here, you play into his advantage. You play here, you play into your advantage. You literally, you would not die here, not in a million years if you just stood here. That's all. You only would have killed him, and if you kill him, you probably can kill more and win the fight. Distance issue. Okay. I like the angles, I like the cover, I like how you use your orb. I don't like this. I don't like the dropping 2 points. Why did you do that? Yeah, Tracer was touching. Tracer was touching. He didn't need to do that. But I like the healing orb. You probably die. Oh, you fade into an open space. Yeah, she chased you, really cool, but you could have just faded out over here and then take this walk. And if she would like to chase you, great. But you essentially just faded away from Junker Queen into more people and then you die. You have to pay attention where you fade to. Oh, you live here somehow. Never mind, you don't live here. Open space. I like the orb before the fight. I like it you don't let them watch for free. I like it. Yeah, okay. You need the healing orb here, man. You forgot about it. Look, you have 13 HP here. You have 13 HP. You cannot risk dying here. You have to use your healing orb and you throw it here, and it might hit the Roadhog, it might help him as well. But more importantly, you have to keep yourself alive. Way too risky what he did. It worked out, but it's way too risky. All somebody had to do is spit on you by accident, and he would have died.
Point unlocks in 10 seconds.
It worked out okay, but it was not pretty good. It was not a good decision. The fade itself, you were using cover, but you didn't exactly know where the enemies are or how likely they are to push you, because the enemies were relatively close to you. So even if you use your fade, right? Even if you use your fade, you don't really know if this guy, this guy, for all you know, could have just walked here. Could have just walked here. He decided to focus on Roadhog for some reason that he's full HP. He could have just went here and it would have died. Which would have been a better decision, by the way. I like the fade here. What I was saying is that I like the fade here, but he faded way too far away. Like, okay, you fade, but look how much distance. You're like, whoa, where are you going? And because now you can't help. Now you're full HP and you're not ready to help. You could have just faded, like, maybe over here. Could have faded maybe, like, over here. Like, somewhere you can actually get back pretty... here would have been the best, because you could grab the health back as well. And you get out completely. But it's okay. It's not that big of a deal. But it's important for you to be a part of it. Be ready to come back into the fight. Look at that orb. Random orb, hits the wall, full HP Junker Queen. On the other hand, if you waited half a second, you would see, oh, this guy's low, let me throw an orb here. Maybe he dies. There's a very noticeable difference between when you throw your orbs patiently and correctly onto the right targets can actually die or force cooldowns compared to when you throw it in the middle wall or the Junker Queen. Same thing. Look at this. What is that? What is that? Twitter, what is that? Look at that orb. What is that? You're like, I saw Cassidy here. Yeah, you just saw him for like half a second, but he should have just walked here. Oh, he's walking right side, throw an orb here. All of the damage, all of the damage of the orb hits, connects, and you connect with your primary fire, secondary fire, whatever, and you kill him. The only reason why he killed your Genji is because he missed your orb. If you hit your orb, I promise you that he doesn't stay alive long enough to kill your Genji. See? You hit the orb precisely. Moira gets low. What does Moira do? We're just using orb. Bear in mind, an orb is about a 7-second cooldown. Use the orb. What did he force? Fade. Perfect. And now, not only that she has low HP, she has no fade, which means that she can't just walk forward. She could if she uses healing orb, which gets her significantly less value. So now Moira, if she wants to play more aggressive, she has to use healing orb. And now the healing is cut off for a little bit at least, only because you use your orb correctly. Yeah, I don't hate it. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that, Coalescence. It was not the best in the world, but it was good enough to win the fight. It was fine. You had an advantage, you wanted to push on the advantage, yeah, it was fine. Not the smoothest, but you know. Gaming for hope down. Careful. Look, this is kind of a random orb, because think about it. What does this actually do for you? What does this actually do for you? Now, I'm not against the idea of seeing a choke point with enemies and throwing an orb. However, when he saw your Roadhog die, you want to trade the kill. The only way for you to win this fight is if you can somehow find a kill. That's the only way for you to win the fight. Playing passive wouldn't work because they have too big of a numbers advantage and you have no tank. So the only way for you to win this fight is if you trade a kill. So, when you throw the orb, do you want to throw it at a person that will not die or a person that will die? The answer is pretty simple. You want to throw it at a person that will die. Who would that be? Not a Junker Queen. So what could have been done? Fade behind them here. Yes, but you would still die because they're 1 on 3. What he wanted to do is actually go here, wait a second, let the chaos begin, split up, and try to catch somebody from behind. Preferably Diana or Moira. Depends on if she has Fate or not. I don't think you win this fight under any circumstance because they also use a blade, but it's about the principle of I want to get value out of my orbs. And the least amount of value that I get out of my orbs is number 1, throw it at a wall, it hits nobody. Number 2, throw it at Junker Queen, she's full HP. Now, on the other hand, like here, it's okay. Why? Because nothing is gonna happen in the next 10 seconds, right? Next 7 seconds. So use your orb to get ult charge, fine, no problem. Because you will have your orb again when you need it. Because right now, nothing has been happening. Like, if you throw your orb now, it also wouldn't be that big of a deal. Why? Because the fight is not going to happen in the next 7 seconds. But the next orb has to be precise. The next orb has to be super precise. What do you think, Fidel? What is that? I say, impatience. The fade was nice. I like the fade. But okay, Genji is here. He's looking right side. Maybe he dashes. If you wait for the dash, you dash here, and then you throw the orb. Perfect. You fall down here. You throw an orb. Boom. This guy's dead. Just be a little bit more patient. Be a little bit more precise. Don't randomly throw orbs because you saw somebody for half a second. You do private VOD reviews? Yeah, can shoot me a DM on Discord. But they're fairly expensive. I'll let you know. Let you know in advance. Oh, okay. You faded into people, which happened 2 times in this. Here, for example, if you would have used your orb on a Junker Queen, I wouldn't hate it. 1, because she can actually die. What is that, Fidel? What is that? You barely even picked the corner. You barely even saw anybody. From your perspective, with no wall hacks, this is the only time you can actually see the enemies. So, what do we notice, Fidel? Actually, I think you play quite well. I'm not gonna lie. I think you do good damage. I think that overall you have good positioning. I think that your angles are good. I think that your healing overall is good. I think that the way you use your coalescence for the most part is okay. The problem mostly is the value that you get out of the orbs. You get out of, like, when you get value out of the orbs, it's very visible. We can all see that. You can see that. You make sure they actually hit. You make sure they're on targets that can actually die. You throw at walls, you throw a lot of orbs randomly at walls because you barely even see the enemies. Like, I think they're there, so I'm going to throw the orb, and then it misses. Or, you see a bunch of people grouped up together, you throw an orb into, like, a Junker Queen, then most of the damage goes to a Junker Queen. But no, be a little bit more patient. You know the fight is going to start within a few seconds. Use the orb on something that will actually die and follow up with the damage. Things that will actually die, in short, not the tank. That's first of all. Moira no fate, can die. Genji no dash, can die. Catherine no roll, can die. Ana no nade, can die. You get the point. And you force these cooldowns either with your damage or your orb, by the way. Look, the aggression is great. I would have loved for you to like hit your orb here. Would have been great. Okay, if you do. Just pay attention to the orbs. And literally, this is the thing that will... The way you use your orbs and how much value you get out of them, specifically for you because you play pretty well, I think this is what's going to get you to Grandmaster. Can you send VODs where you win as long as they're close? Yeah. But the VOD review session today is over for the day. It's over for the day. We're going to continue very likely tomorrow, if I'm being honest. Next week, we're also going to do Marvel Rivals if you're interested in that. And I think this was pretty successful, you know? We've had 5 people in a VOD review today. Super productive. Super productive. Yeah, for sure. It was pretty delightful VOD. I enjoyed it. I think it was fairly productive for the people who sent them. You focus on how you play the same. Just make sure that every orb counts. Make sure that it hits the target that you want to hit. It doesn't randomly hit a wall and bounces to the middle of nowhere. It actually hits people to force their cooldowns or kill them, which means most of your orbs are not going to be on a tank. Unless you can die. And that's a different story. But every time you throw an orb on a Moira and damage, use Fade. Every time you throw an orb on a Genji, use Dash. Every time you throw an orb on a Cassidy, use Roll. Every time you throw an orb on an Ana, use Nade. It's amazing for you because you trade a 7-second cooldown for long cooldowns that are essentially what gives them the option to win. Opinions on Moira perks? They're right. Is it possible to buy a month of Rank Up Academy and gift it to a friend like a code? You can't gift it through a code. It's something that I'm gonna do in the future, but it's possible. I can make something happen. If you DM me in Discord, I can make something happen. I can give you a payment link, a separate payment link from the website, and you can gift it to your friend, and I can invite him over for a month. Yes. I've been playing this for like 2 years in silver gold. Well, should consider doing the gifted sub, or I think if you'd like to start today, join Rank Up Academy, rankupacademy.gg, man. What perks should they be using on Zen? I like mostly the hover one. Depends on the map. The hover one is pretty useful, and I like the orb one as well. Which of the person new major perk in this case? Well, I don't remember on top of my head what it does. Because I need to think of the prime and appreciate it. All right, guys, I got a coaching session to run a Rank Up Academy. So thank you, guys. I think this was pretty successful, and it seems like you guys are interested in seeing more of this. So I'm gonna do way more. I'm gonna do more VOD reviews for gifted subs. And again, full disclosure. The VOD reviews the VOD reviews that we see here are a promotion essentially for the work that I do and the work that we do at rankupacademy.gg and my private coaching. The reason why I do it for gifted subs is pretty simple. More gifted subs, more people show up to the stream, more people like to stay at the stream, more viewers, more eyes on my coaching programs that I run, and more eyes on the channel, basically more viewers. So it's a win-win situation. I get more clients in Rank Up Academy, I got more clients in private coaching, I get more subs, and you guys get way more content in private VOD reviews. This is essentially like a trial for Rank Up Academy that costs less than half the price. So if you're interested in way more than what you receive here, rankupacademy.gg, or if you have more of a budget and you'd like to have private coaching with me, should be a DM on Discord, but it's a significantly more expensive option than rankupacademy.gg. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for the support. I appreciate every single one of you. You guys have a lovely rest of the day, lovely rest of the night. Peace.